motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming.
All right, bud.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming for no foolishness.
I need to go in there. All right. Yeah, because we still got to figure out how to do the TikTok videos with audio.
Peace, family, peace, family, peace, family. Port City coming right back at y'all. This African history, culture, and greatness. Come on in, come on in. For everybody that's on TikTok, crossover, come on over, family, come on over. Port City vibes. We sitting down with Suitin in the building, waiting for Mo Facts to get up in here. We got the mass pretending extermination countdown going on. So it's a deep frying dry ass turkey season right now. Jive ass turkeys, you're getting deep fried. You know who you are. We talking to all of the fake ass pretendians. If you're real, and if you rocking the real polo, we ain't talking to y'all. Okay. So if y'all haven't heard already, we got a big mega presentation that's going down on April 22nd. So y'all go ahead and check it out. We got Mo Facts in the building coming up, and we got Suitin, right? And we got Vanta. Shout out to Vanta. More than welcome to come on in the building. Where Vanta at? Come on, Vanta, get up in here. So we just hanging out right now, waiting for everybody to kind of get into the building. What's up, Suitin?
What up?
Peace, fam. Peace, man.
Hold on, I gotta tell this dude on TikTok.
Yeah, we crossing all our TikTok family over to the YouTube family because you know, TikTok streets be tripping. Can y'all hear me right? Can you hear me in the comments? Give me some likes and what's up, send some peace. I see Patrice in the comments. 4 people in the building. Come on over. The water is warm. Peace, family. Peace, family. Come on in. Yo, if y'all haven't checked out my last video, okay, good. If y'all haven't checked out my last video, that shit was crazy. While we waiting for everybody to get in the building, shit, let me see if I can share that shit from the other night. Family, that shit had me rolling. Yeah, fam, we gotta see if I got the book. Before I even do this, I gotta talk to Mo shit, because I gotta see I gotta see if this is the same book Mo got. I'm looking in my shit right now. There's a book that I want to put out. Can you still, you can hear me, Sue, and you on mute, right? Okay. This is insanely funny. Yo, Godly said that the Rosetta Stone was found in North America, and the Greek. What did it say?
I got that in my presentation. I got
Yo, that's funny. That's my first time hearing that.
I got it in my presentation. Matter of fact, I saw the preview of it the other day.
I know Golly don't believe that shit.
Gaddy Green believe it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the same dude that don't like Africans.
Okay.
Moses.
Okay. That's funny. You on mute? I can't hear you. We in the building. I see you, Lily, in the building. She is divine. I see you in the building. What's up?
I'm trying to get everybody over here.
Y'all come on over.
No, go to Port City Vibes, bro.
Patrice always shows up in the building. Lily always shows up in the building. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, family.
Lily act like she's scared to get on the stream.
Come on in here. We in the building, Lily. Come up in this joint.
Okay, how do you? How do you put that thing on the screen like that?
You got to click on it when you in your studio. You should be able to hit it. So like,
just hit the comment or they fake?
Yeah, just hit the comment and it'll allow everybody to see.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
All right.
There you go. Like that.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, man. My final next week, Encounter Computer Combat behavior.
Oh shit, is that homeboy? Tell him I said what's happening.
Final next week, Port City.
What's up? I hear you, fam.
Yeah, man, my final next week.
Man, you better rock that shit. I wish you all the best on your shit, man.
Yeah, man, I'll get my certification if I pass this next week.
Mm-hmm. Good deal, man. Good deal. I'm in the studio trying to work up some stuff, so if I ain't relaying back,
I get the credits.
I can't hear him.
I said in this class, if I pass the certification, I get an A. They gonna give me the credits and the certification.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Lily, she's at work. Okay. Maybe later. It's all good. You're more than welcome to hop on the show at any time, Lily. You know that. Shout out to everybody that has been holding it down since day one. I was going to share my screen. I got sidetracked. Peace, Smack. What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace, peace, family. Peace, family. Welcome, everybody, to the Port City YouTube. Make sure you follow both of us because sometimes I be on my live and sometimes he be on his live. You don't know. We might hit y'all with bam, bam, bam. You don't know. Hit you from the right and the left. Yo, but I gotta show you this video by what's my man name? Alta Moose. This shit was funny to me, yo.
Y'all saw it earlier.
You saw the one about the book?
Yeah.
Oh.
You posted the video, remember?
Okay, bet. Okay. Cause I don't think I talked to you in a while.
Nah.
Okay.
But you saw it this morning.
Yo, so you saw the book, right?
Yeah.
I got that book coming. Good book, by the way. Shout out to Mark Moose or whatever you're gonna call yourself. I'm not trying to mess your name up, respectively. But shout out to you, man. That's one hell of a book. It got mad African history in that jump. Like straight up. I don't think we pulled out one source yet, yo.
that ain't got no Africanness in it.
Yay, man. Like this, it's all they shit got a lot of shit in it.
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna replay that too. I'm trying to see. Is that the same book that Mo talking about then?
No.
Okay. Well, that is funny then. That is funny. For those who haven't
What I'm
seen
talking about is the Forbidden Histories of America.
Agent Push is in the building, everybody. Agent Push is in the building, everyone. Down. Agent Push is in the building. Yo, but that video had me rolling. He was like, what did he say? You know, the stuff you see in the movies that happened to those folks, you know, it happened, but it ain't happened to African people. I'm like, what? That shit, wow. Let me play that shit because I don't think half the
yeah, play that. I'm about to just put these slides in order.
Yeah. We gonna play that. All right, now don't take it personal. Any of y'all Patinians, this ain't personal. This is about the information. All right. And I'm thanking you for the source that we're about to destroy right now.
Yeah, we got 2 more minutes and then I'm ending the TikTok. Y'all come over to Port City Vibes YouTube.
So
And that's what's the name of it one more time?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, bro,
all right.
come over
Now
there.
we skating to one song only. I can't let you up and hijack the show. You can't do that over here. Unless we talking about some other shit, you know. But shout out to my man though. All right, let me see what I got. All right, family. Can everybody see my screen? Can y'all see that, family? Can you see that? Yeah, I think y'all can see that, right? Somebody give me a yes. Yes, y'all. All right, cool. All right, bet. So he introduced this book and stuff, and the book is pertaining to like Indian enslavement and stuff. And he's going over the first what do you call it? The table of contents in the book, right? And Indian this, Indian that. And then he gets to this part where it says Indian slaves intermingling with Negro slaves. So there's a clear difference in that book that he's sourcing out, right? That there's 2 different people that the book is even pointing out. But once he got to that part, he was like, we gotta keep moving on. But I'm gonna play it if y'all can still see.
Hot diggity dog. All right. Now we're recording on here. Let me go back to this. All right. So we talking about Indian slavery, etc. I already went through this. We on free page 14 for the people. I'm sorry, on YouTube that's now seeing it. We going through it right now before we even start reading. But you're lucky, I remember. Expedition against Spanish India in 1701. So we talk about the wars. We talk about in the 1700s. The census started to be taken in 1790. But you see all these wars is getting what? They're going up into 1727. It's still going. All right. It's still going up through there. What's happening to these prisoners? What's happening to them? You got King Philip's War, right? Captives exported. Okay, you see, they're going somewhere. Right, by Massachusetts, captives returning colonies, wives and children.
I'm gonna try to skip to the good part here.
You don't be know what they talking about. Indian War is generally confined to the South, man. Talking about Virginia, Carolina, Florida, Georgia. The process of enslavement. Now that's a good one. Okay, that's a freaking good one. We talking about action of Kabai, whatever how you say his man name. You already know how I am. I'm not good with the names. I'm not good with the names. Frobisher, Weymouth, Harlow, and Hunt. Evidence of do whatever the French told they want to do. Because they was capturing our children. At this time, a lot of us had already assimilated, but these people.
Now, mind you, when he says us, let's, just so we're all clear, us, the Indians. Right? Us, the Indians, he just separates himself from being African, any of that stuff. We were here first. That's the whole narrative. So I just want y'all to understand that the source that he's pulling from is from the book Indian Slavery in Colonial Times, within the present limits of the United States. Really good book. I commend the brother, but like he's gonna get to one part in the table of contents and he just slow his roll right on up.
They have the tendency to keep doing and pushing our buttons. You feel me? They have a tendency to just do whatever the French toast they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get to the part where it's you can hear exactly.
Right? All the stuff that's happening in the South. Oh, CO, man. CO to you. CO. Nature of the legislation. All right, let's get it. Let's get the moving. Process of enslavement. That's highly important. Okay. The process of enslavement is highly important to know. And then it's other process of enslavement. We're just going through it. Property relations. Indians in servitude at first held in the status servitude. Status servitude followed by status slavery. We go over there. Methods of employment, right? For the use of Indians, similar throughout the colonies, okay? So your employment would be to hunt.
So you got to understand. You got to understand what planting the seed of deception. You know what I'm saying? He's making a whole story that I'm a whole Indian. Where in that book does it says he's connected to these people? That's my whole thing too. But we're gonna keep it moving.
All right. To be a hunter, a fisherman, a guide, a domestic servant, agriculture, that means you're farming, craftsman, that means you're crafting something, maybe creating something like a wielder, or you're creating a tool. Rented like other chattels, right? That means we're being sold like the ones that was in chattel slavery. Laborers in camp, in field, and hold on. Chattel slavery and this right here was basically one and the same. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The way they was treating them during this time is the same. We was getting all treated the same way. I'm pretty sure y'all heard the thing. They all look the same to me. They all look the same to me. Pretty sure you heard that before, right? A lot of men in the hardcore. Can I get some people to attest in the live chat that y'all have heard that before, right? They all look the same to me.
Nah, y'all hear that?
People that's older.
I've never heard all y'all look the same when pertaining to like black men. So y'all heard that shit before? I haven't heard that before. I don't know.
Can y'all put that up? Can y'all let me know? People that's older than me. I'm pretty sure y'all heard that before. Some people say they all look the same to me. In peace. You've heard it before?
I heard
exactly.
him say that about Asians.
What would they talk about? For real.
Black people.
What you mean they all look the same? Ooh, and we all the same people.
Like he's trying to say
they all look the same.
We all look the same, comparing us to Indians, apparently, or the natives. Like we all look the same.
That'd be weird, right?
I ain't.
If they're just saying that just because. So you got a proper methods of employment and how basically we were being treated the same as chattel, like chattel slavery. Because of course you're a prisoner or you were an indentured servant and you was being treated the same exact way. All right. Marriage of whites with.
Now I'm trying to walk this slow because there's certain words that he say that I don't want y'all to miss. So it's gonna get real juicy here in a minute.
Indian slaves, right? Forbidden by the following colonies: North Carolina. I hope y'all listening to this. It was illegal for white people to marry us. I hope y'all listening to this because they trying to say that we was mixed. All of us are mixed. It's a doggone lie. It's a doggone lie. I keep trying to tell people that. They keep trying to say, oh no, we're all mixed. That's a doggone lie. First of all, we didn't just sit around and letting people just grape us. We didn't do that. We was killing these people for stealing our land. Y'all think we was just laying around, just letting that stuff happen? No, we wasn't. We wasn't doing that. We wasn't doing that. We was not sitting around just letting stuff happen. Should get that out your mind that we all mixed. Maybe mixed with another tribe. Yeah, maybe mixed with another tribe. For real. So it was illegal for us to marry white people. Even until what, the 1900s, you could see that we was not messing with each other. We had segregated areas. We was not messing with each other like this, man. So you see right here, it says what? The marriage of the whites with Indian slaves forbidden by the following colonies: North Carolina, Massachusetts, right? Regulation of Indian slaves. Each colony settled this matter for itself. Indian slaves included by the implication in all colonial acts relating to slaves, if not specified. The right to give evidence in court. You could not testify in trial of a white person. So they are the judge and the jury. All right. South Carolina, where you could not do this. North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and New York. So if they accused you, if the person you couldn't testify against a white person. You know how big that is in the court? We talking about the Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland.
Same shit happened to black folks, just so we're clear.
New York, where you could not do this at all. That's crazy. Protection of slave and owner rights in the court. The right to life, New Hampshire Act of 1708. The trial of slaves similar to that of the freeman. Chance of slaves obtaining his right in court. Virginia 1692 provided special courts for trial of slaves. Massachusetts provision of 1647. New Jersey Act of 1713. New York Act of 1712. Et cetera, et cetera. We got what? Restrictions and punishment, right? Which is death, branding, whipping, mutilation. So all this stuff that y'all be seeing in the movies, a lot of stuff, man. That stuff did happen, but it wasn't Africans that it happened to.
Whoa, y'all hear that, right? All that stuff that y'all see in these movies pertaining to Africans' enslavement, it happened, but it didn't really happen to the Africans. See how he slipped that shit in there? They real smooth with this shit.
They were killing us. They were branding us with hot irons. They were whipping us. They were mutilating us. This is the reason why you see what chained up posters, or you see depictions of us with an iron collar around our neck. You can see that they used to cut the tendon on our ankles because we were run. You know, we fast runners too. I ain't gonna lie. We some fast runners. So they would cut the tendon that's on our ankle, man. Or they'll tie you to a big old rock, a boulder or something. They would tie you to something with a chain so you can't run if you was known for running. Because a lot of us used to run away. When you look at a lot of these slave posters, they be like, this man ran away for the 11th time, offered $5,000 to go capture that 40-year-old Negro. That's what they used to do. They said this man was skilled in carpentry, etc. He knew how to do agriculture. I need somebody to go find him, because if you was an indentured servant, you had to work off a debt, etc., etc. You know, they the judge and the jury. You can't testify against them. So what? How you gonna win? How you gonna win? Don't you understand that? Crazy.
All right, now here's where it gets real interesting at, because this is where he's just reading the table of contents for the whole 12 minutes of the video. Sorry I had to sit through a lot of this stuff, but he's reading the table of contents out of this book titled The Indian Slavery in Colonial Times. And this book mostly talks about the enslavement of Indian folks, but there's an intertwined history that these fools leave out every time. There was African history along with Indian history. And what these jokers do is try to deny that history in any way, shape, or form. The book that he has shit in there about Africans, all right, or Negroes. And this is where he's reading, or he's gonna start reading, and he's like, all right, we don't need to see no more. This is the funniest shit I've seen of him not trying to read the whole book kind of thing.
Crazy, man. So y'all see that? All right, you got a table of contents, the decline of Indian slavery. So the decline of Indian slavery, small number of...
And I'm gonna stop this again. So this chapter, what's that? 10. Chapter 12 talks about the decline of Indian slavery. There was a decline in Indian slavery that correlate the how African slavery went. So Indian slavery went down, African slavery went up. There was a correlation between the two. On how one went up and one went down. Ask Bartholomew de la Costa about that. But look how he reads it and then he just cuts off the African shit or the Negro shit. It's
Indians
weird.
in the English territory. Decreasing the number of Indians, decreased birth rates, of course, testings, intermingling of Indian and Negro slaves. So let's stop right there.
You see that? Why didn't he want to read that next part? Right? Why do we have to stop at the part where it says Indian and Negro slaves intermingling? Right? That was, I think, a good important part of the book to share. And he just stopped right there. Because these jokers always wants to keep away the fact that you had Africans and you had Indians intermingling with each other. And that's how you have Black natives, natives that can identify, because they do have a bloodline. It goes through in history and stuff like that. But he just cut that shit off real fast, real quick. All right, let me see. Can y'all still hear me out there? Making sure. I gotta stop sharing my screen real quick so I can show y'all the rest of the book where he cut off at. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me, because I don't even know if my signal going through or not. All right, cool. Patrice can hear me. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Yeah,
all right, peace. That's what's up. All right, so he stopped at the table of contents 10, chapter 12, where it talks about the decline of Indian slavery, right? So let's look in the book and see what they got to say about the decline of Indian slavery. I'm gonna try to share my shit one more time. Mo, you got your book up after this?
Yeah, I got like 4 more slides.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna show this real quick. Back to the table of contents. Can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see my screen real well? I can't see if y'all can see it or not. Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, you know, he's going through all of these table of contents areas, right? Table of contents, right? Talks about chapter 1, chapter 2, enslavement by the Spaniards, right? Because the Spaniards first arrived and they made contact with the indigenous. So of course they try to initiate the slave trade on the indigenous, and then Africans came later. But this book mostly talks about enslavement of Indians, but he gets to the part of the table of contents where he don't want to talk about the shit. It says number of Indian slaves, yada, yada, yada. We are slaves. Okay, yeah. He goes through the book, table of contents, and he gets to this part right here. Where is it? When I say 12, that's 10. Okay. Can y'all see this? Somebody let me know, because I don't know if I'm showing or not showing. Shit. So this is an important part of the book that he just left out. It talks about the decline of Indian slavery, right? And he started reading, you know, small numbers of Indians in English territories, decrease of numbers of Indians, decrease of birth rate, yada, 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 yada. And then it gets to the point where it says Negro slavery What's that about? Can y'all see that? Negro slavery. Page 297. So we're gonna look at 297. This is real time shit right here. I don't know if I got that far to 297. But before we go to 297, we're gonna go to 287 because it says intermingling. This is the part where he just was like, oh, we're gonna stop right there. This was a dagger that I don't think he realized was in his source, because it talks about intermingling between Indians and Negro slaves on page 287 of this book. Can y'all still hear me out there? I don't know if I'm able to see what y'all see or not. So talk to me, family, talk to me. All right, I'm trying to go run this page up. I'll say 287. That's 29. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be way over here. I got to get my Steve Urkels on. Give me a minute, fam. Yeah, I want to go to page 287. Let's see where you at. Where you at? Now, this is what you got to do. You got to go through these books and just look and see what the fuck they got to say about it. And here they talk about manumission of Indian slaves. So they had manumissions for African slaves and Indian slaves as well. But that's not what we want to see. Here we go. This is what page is this? 280 in the world. Sorry, y'all. All right. Where did we go? We're looking for the intermingling part, right? 287, right? Yeah, 287. That's it. That's it. We close. We close. Thank y'all for y'all patience. If y'all still in the building, I appreciate it. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Really important part of the book, I think, that we all need to pay attention to. Oh, shit. Now, I need somebody to let me know if y'all can see that like I'm seeing it. Can y'all see that? Y'all in the studio, can y'all hear me? Am my connection still good? I don't know what's going on. I don't hear none of y'all. Let me go back. Can you hear me? Everybody in the can you hear me in the chat? Because I'm about to share this shit again. All right, cool. Patrice, thank you. Patrice be coming through. Oh, y'all on mute. All right. But anyway, we are on page 287 and it talks about intermingling, right? Intermingling between Indian slaves and Negro slaves. Let's see what they got to say. It says by 1780, all the Indian nations of the territory settled by the English in the South were either extinct or had retreated westward and had united with the neighboring Cherokee and Creeks. At this time, the Catawba, if I'm pronouncing that right, were so reduced that they possessed but 70 or 80 men. The Westos and Savannah were likewise reduced from many thousands to smaller numbers. And the Coronani tribe was particularly destroyed. Reading a little bit further, it says another case which contributed into a measure to the passing of Indian slavery was the amalgamation of the red and the black slaves. Wow. I don't think he got to this part of the book. It says, since the intercourse and the marriage of slaves were not generally inferred with by the whites, it was natural that the slaves of the red and black race should intermingle. What's up with the intermingling that he's not talking about? since also Indians were generally in the minority as well as inferior in power of resistance, their physical characteristics gradually disappeared while those of the Negro remained. Whew. Did anybody, y'all see this shit? This is his book, his source. He says in the video, I don't see nothing about Africans, nothing about Negroes. Well,
He wasn't ready.
he wasn't ready. What does amalgamation mean, Brother Mo?
It means to bring together, like bring two people together, just like Judaism got amalgamated into Roman Greco mythology.
Okay.
Got Christianity, they came together.
And it says, wow, between this is a hard dagger, because this just this states that there were intermingling between the two. There was a big amount of amalgamation. That's why we had those treaties that you see that was written up in the Chickasaw tribes and all of that stuff, because of stuff like this that was going on. Now, this is just on page 287. This is a whole chapter on the decline of Indian slavery. But I'm curious to see what's on 297, because I don't know if I got that far on my other jump. I'm gonna move a little bit. And then I'm gonna be the various laws already discussed, another connection, and numerous newspaper advertisements show Indian slaves to have been given as runaway Negro companions. Okay, so it just talks about right here. It says the various laws already discussed in another connection, and the numerous newspaper advertisements show Indian slaves to have been as much given to runaway slaves as Negro companions. So they're talking about intermixing right there. Where is this shit at? I want to see. But that was damaging right there. Give me a minute. Okay, yeah. All right. Page 297, same book, his source. There was forced also America. So until development of the traffic in Negroes. Whoa, what they say? Traffic in Negroes. So there was some type of traffic, some type of trade going on. Slavery didn't happen. Slavery didn't exist. It didn't happen like it happened. It happened in a reverse. This book ain't saying none of that shit. This book ain't saying none of that shit. All right, we're talking about the trafficking of Native Americans and Negroes, or consequently greater use. What it says, the indentured white servants for a while, perhaps leading factor in the decline of Indian slavery. Whoa. So until the development. So, whoa, let me make sure I'm reading this shit right. So until the development of the traffic in Negroes, of their consequent greater use, the indentured white servant were for a while perhaps the leading factor in the decline of Indian slavery. Wow. Didn't know that. Another element that contributed greatly to the decline of Indian slavery was the furnished by Negro slaves. So this is what they're talking about. This is two different people. They're talking the decline of Indian slavery was furnished by Negro slavery. The rapid increase of the number of Negroes in each individual colony, both the energy of trading companies and the desire of the colonies for the Negro type of labor. Whoa, what? So this chapter is talking about the decline of Indian slavery, and coincidentally, it's talking about the rise in Negro slavery. So how can this shit never had happened? And how are we the same damn people? I don't get that shit. This book got a lot of good shit in it. It says the rapid increase numbers of Negroes in each individual colony attests both the energy of the trading companies and the desires of the colonies for the Negro type of labor. So this went up. The demand for Africans went up. Okay. What's this say? Some idea of relative values attached to Indian and Negro slaves. Here we go again, talking about two different types of enslaved people. Some idea of the relative value attached to Indian and Negro slaves may be attained by the comparison of prices. Really? Oh, so we got prices over here, y'all. I didn't know that. Okay. Prices for which they were sold. In Massachusetts, for instance, records exist of the sale of an Indian man slave in Newbury in 1649 for a quarter part of a vessel. Sewell records that on July 1st, 1671, 9 Indian were sold for 30, let's just say euro. I don't know what that means, that currency marker over there. An inventory of 1690, on the other hand, appraised a single Negro for 30, let's say euro. In the inventory of an estate in Imperich in 1683. This is insane. So they got prices comparing both, Africans and enslaved Indians. So there was a difference in between the two. It says this in your book, but I don't think you wanted to get this far in the book yet. I'm curious. Let's see. Let's go over here and see how many times it says Africa in this book. You listening, Mo? He's still working on this slide. Oh, it says Africa in this book. What does this say? The Edict of Louis IV in 1688 authorized the importation of slaves related only to Negroes. From where? Africa. It says this in your book, homie. And you say it on your video, all of that stuff that you see that happened in the videos, it didn't happen to African people. That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit out because this book is saying otherwise. Page 101. The rapid increase of Negro element, yet at first it favored importation of blacks to American colonies in 1688. This was a long ass time ago. Same thing. Africa, all in this book. A report on the Broad of Trade of February the 2nd, 1736 gave the duty on Negro slaves imported from where? Africa. I thought slavery ain't happened. I thought some of us didn't come from Africa. I thought some of us was already over here. So what are you talking about, fam? It says this in your book. Wow. Imported from Africa, above 10 years old, for let's just say $10, under 10 years old for $5, and on all Indians imported. So Indians and Africans in this book. The following was the traffic schedule on Negroes and Indians in force in 1775. Indian imported slaves, each 50. Negro or slaves 4 feet 2 inches or more in height, 10 each. Negroes under 4 feet 2 and above 3 feet 2 inches, $5 or €5, whatever you want to call it currency. I'm not sure what that means. Negroes under 4 feet. I mean, it's talking about Negroes, black people, all in your book, fam. You jokers be tripping. Let's see what else we got in here. This is your source, not mine. Okay. What did it say? Still order. What did it say? Still other acts imposing some similar duties were passed as follows: in 1709, levying the duty of, let's say, $3 on every Negro imported into the colony, not directly from Africa. Okay. So that's the only time I see is not directly from Africa. Okay. On the other slaves or slaves directly imported into the colony from Africa. Okay. So yeah, Africa, 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 Africa. It talks about a difference between Indian and mulatto slaves imported into the colony from Africa. Damn. I think we've seen enough. I really think we've seen enough. Now, this is his book. This ain't my book. You hear me, fam? This ain't my shit. Now, y'all seen that. These fools get these books and they think they hot shit, and I'm gonna read all of this, and they don't even read page 287. It talks about Indians intermingling with Indian slaves intermingling with Negro slaves. Wow. It talks about the decline of Native American enslavement, and it talks about the increase of Negroes getting enslaved. That's his source. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my shit. It said Africa in that motherfucker a couple of times. It said Negro in there a couple of times. I like how you
gotta read these books that they presenting, man.
Yeah.
You got to check it out. And that shows that we're actually, despite the jokey jokes and the aggression and all that shit, we clearly, obviously care enough to go look at their stuff. Because we could easily just go, there's other sources we could use to debunk it. Up-to-date shit from last week. You get what I'm saying? That the same way. But we go to their book because we're trying to make sure that we're not tripping. We know that there's a chance I could be wrong. Let me go see what's in that damn book.
And this is the scary part. I don't think the people looking in his book, they're just simply believing everything that come out these dudes' mouth. And that's scary. That's scary. If you're naive, you're hear this shit. Yeah, you Indian, man. Look at this. Read right here, man. Look at what they did to us, the Indians. And you just listening to them, and all right, okay, I believe them. But no, people like us over here, we're gonna get the book. I got the book. I got two of them. I got this one and I got the one coming because it got some good history about African shit in it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I appreciate him giving us sources. But if you're gonna come up here and expect us not to look in these books like we do, you got another thing coming. And then I like how he said this is where he fucked up. He was like, well, you know, all the stuff you see that happened, all of the chains and all that whoop-de-whoop stuff. Well, it didn't happen to the Africans. You heard that shit. Am I blind? Am I deaf? Didn't he say that, right?
Exactly what he said.
Yeah. And all of a sudden we go in the same book, his same book, and it says the opposite. Wow.
I gotta be careful on these social media streets, man.
Yeah, and he's got a large following. I ain't hating on his following. I got respect. I ain't trying to knock your hustle, homie. Go ahead and get yours. But don't be lying to the people and capping.
Right. And who would we be if we just sit there and go, oh, because that crossed my mind. Like, he just probably out here hustling. But then you think about it like, nah, he's messing with history. That's not a situation where you get into a Ponzi scheme and then it all dies off and it goes away.
Right.
That's going to change history in people's households. Like,
this is
all over the world.
This is damaging.
Listening outside of America, they're going to get our history mixed up. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you can't let that shit slide.
This is damaging, man. You know, this can change. You can lose your African mind. And I ain't knocking the hustle. We respect the hustle. Get yours, homie. Get it. But don't be fucking up people's minds trying to get yours. Because then you had these people thinking that there's something they're not. You know, all this stuff they said that happened, that it only happened to us. You see how he was just totally in the wrong in that book. And matter of fact, if you look in later on in that book, because he goes on, he's like, you know, all of that stuff, I'm starting to think that slavery ain't happened. He says that in the same damn video. Like, I'm starting to think all of that shit that happened in Africa didn't happen. But on page 289, get the book. Y'all get the book, page 289 in that book. and 297. Chapter 12, The Decline of Indian Slavery. It was a really good chapter that he left out of his presentation. This is sad, man. Y'all are pathetic. Y'all are some fake. This is why I call y'all fake ass jive ass turkeys. I don't say this just to be saying it. This is what happens when y'all pull out these weak ass sources. You can't do that with our sources. I bet you can't do that. Everything that we say is gonna be in the motherfucking book, and you can't refute that. I'm ready to show your slide mo if you want to. If you're still doing your thing, that's cool too.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, before y'all get to that,
where you been? You quiet? You little quiet ass.
Because I'm over here eating, and I was trying to
eating on my live.
I was trying to figure out how to change my profile pic.
Oh shit!
My StreamYard said I only can do 20 hours a month.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
you got to get the upgrade joint.
I won't be able to get that till next week.
Yeah, I had to upgrade my shit.
I got you. Let's get it. Let's get
it. Let me go on mute. Hold on.
Let's see. My niggas. Y'all see it? Let me know when y'all can see it. Oh, I ain't got no sound. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, but we don't hear nothing else.
All right, it ain't okay. That's good. But y'all can see the screen though, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so this is another book, Black Indians: A Hidden Heritage by William Loren Katz. All right. Now, this is what Joe Phillips, Black Seminole in 1930 said, right? He said, in the course of time, the American people got into Florida and began to live. This caused trouble. The colored people and the Indians, being natives of the land, naturally went on the warpath. They fought until the American people called for peace. The Indians and the Negroes gave them peace. So when this is what they do. They read stuff like this, and they don't get the full context of what the person who's writing the book. And this is a really good writer and a really good researcher, because she's building, or he or she's building off of other people's works that were considered theories, but later on information came out, and they found out that it was actually true. And this is a picture. It says of the Black Indians of Paraguay. So the relationship between Europeans, and pay attention to the words that are being used, and let me know if I need to blow it up a little bit. Some of these may be big on my screen, but small on yours. So yeah, it says, wait, damn, did it cut off? Bring me back. Okay, it says the relations. Oh yeah, and pay attention to what it's saying about when it's speaking about different people. That's what you have to pay attention to, because this is where they fool people. This is where they distract people when you hear Indian or Native American, and they're actually talking about the same people when you hear Negro, Black, and when they get mixed and they start mixing in together, they're going to start saying Black, Indian and stuff. And you'll see, just pay attention to it. So the relationship between Europeans and Native Americans and between Europeans and Africans have been thoroughly studied, but one relationship has not. Conspicuous by its neglect is the relationship on the soil between red and Black people. And this is from the beginning of the book. I didn't do nothing, but I thought I was gonna have to read a lot more. All I read was like 35 pages, and it's already African all over the shit, all the way down to her premise. Okay, so is this the next one? Okay, some reacted negatively before the book appeared. One New York Native American nation denied me permission to use a 1940s group photo of their members. in a book entitled Black Indians. When I showed this picture to an African American friend, he recognized his uncle and then identified half of the other figures as descended from Africans. So the whole theory, which you're going to see later, that she's building off of, is actually from Carter G. Woodson, where he said maybe we're probably missing a piece of history where the escape method using the Indians by the Africans was left out of the timeline. And she's building on that theory. He or she is building on that theory. As you're going to see in a second. Okay, it says, responses from the Black Indian community were warm and fulsome. In 1989, the National Alliance of Native Americans, Longhouse, made me an honorary member, and in 2000 for fostering understanding between peoples of Native American and African American descent. Listen to that. Fostering understanding between peoples of Native American and African Americans descent. I became the first recipient of the Ohio's White Dove Peace Award, Native American and African American Studies departments on more than a few college campuses united to sponsor my presentations. And I was invited to address a protest rally in front of New York's American Museum of Natural History. All right, and we're still in the same book, and it's about to get juicy.
Push that shit.
But omission, not distortion, is the far more serious culprit in hiding the history of the Black Indians of the Americas. Observers not expecting to find what? Observers not expecting to find who? Observers not expecting to find a monkey? Who? A Black Indian? They didn't expect to find Africans among the Indians. And this resulted in them not reporting their presence. For example, artist George Catlin painted a magnificent portrait of Chief Osceola when he and the Seminoles were held captive at Fort Moultrie in 1837. Catlin never painted or mentioned the Osceola's personal bodyguard of 55 warriors, included 52 Black Seminoles. Had this artistry captured their presence, he would have contributed vastly to our understanding of anthropology and history. So this is about Africa. As much as they want to make it seem like they grew out the motherfucking ground, which I ain't got nothing against if you can prove it, but these writers here, they're not supporting you, buddy. They're talking about Africa. When they said people didn't accept what they said, they were rejected, they were talking about Africa. When they said they didn't know that these Black Indians actually existed in history pre-Columbus, they're talking about Africans. They're not talking about you being here before the red man. Alice Walker's Towering, The Temple of My Familiar, this is another book that we need to get, devoted a chapter to the intrepid African and Seminole Alliance. The who? The what?
Push.
African and Seminole Alliance that weaved its way from Florida to Oklahoma to Mexico and back to Texas. When her husband, Swello, gives Fanny, Walker's leading character, a copy of Black Indians for her birthday, she becomes enthralled. And with Spirited Seminoles, Wildcat, and John Horse, after she finishes the book, he asks her, what do you love about these people? She goes on after that and gives like this poem of, how it, brought out other parts of her that she didn't know about in her history. But it was talking about Africans being mixed with Indians, not saying, oh my God, when I read that book, I knew that I was here before everybody. Get the fuck out of here. It's Africa. You're going to learn. You can escape Africa. You really can. You're not going nowhere. Now, this is from an article that supports, and I did this on purpose. I was really done right there. But then I thought about something. What was said in that book matches what people are saying in recent times. So I said, let me show him that these articles actually do, and actually them, because now Yahweh is saying this shit about books. Y'all got to get books. Yes, you can. Because this book that you got was a pretty decent book. It's article. Watch how this article agrees with your book. Christopher Columbus likely transported the first Africans to the Americas in the late 1490s in his expeditions to the island of Hispaniola, now Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Their exact status, whether free or enslaved, remains disputed, but the timeline fits with what we know of the origins of the slave trade. We're still talking about slavery here. European trade of enslaved Africans began in the 1400s. The first example we have of Africans being taken against their will and put on board European ships would take the story back to 1441, since Costco, when the Portuguese captured 12 Africans in Cabo Branco, modern-day Mauritania in North Africa, and brought them to Portugal as enslaved peoples. In the region that would become the United States, there were no enslaved Africans before the Spanish occupation of Florida in the early 16th century, according to Linda Haywood and John Thornton, professors at Boston University and co-author of Central Africans, Atlantic Creoles, and the Foundation of the Americas, 1585 to 1660. There were significant numbers who were brought in as early as 1526. Damn! There were significant numbers who were brought in as early as 1526, says Haywood. That year, some of these enslaved Africans became part of a Spanish expedition to establish an outpost in what is now South Carolina, like my grandmother said. And they're still there. They're still there. My family is still there, and this is matching their story. They rebelled, preventing the Spanish from founding the colony. The uprising did not stop the inflow of enslaved Africans to Spanish Florida. We don't know how many followed, but there was certainly a slave population around St. Augustine, says Haywood.
Damn, dog.
You can't do nothing else. Now, Haywood and Thornton acknowledged that 1619 remains a key date for slavery in America. They also argued that focusing too much on the first enslaved people at Jamestown can distort our understanding of history. Yahweh, that's why you keep focusing on Jamestown, because if you don't bring up what happened in the 1500s, then you're going to think you were already here. Damn it!
Yeah, ho.
Goodness gracious. It does so by failing to understand the development of slavery was a gradual process, and that the laws other than English laws applied, says Thornton. In 1619, let me move the mouse. Slavery as codified by law did not yet exist in Virginia or elsewhere in places that would later become the United States. But any question about the status of Black people in the colonies, free, enslaved, or indentured servants, was made clear when the passage of the Virginia Slave Codes in 1705, a series of laws that stripped away legal rights and legalized the barbaric and dehumanizing nature of slavery. As Gosco puts, my bad, I got my retainer in my mouth. As Gosco puts it, the Spanish, Portuguese, and English were the co-conspirators in what we now consider a crime against humanity. So when we only deal with the Englishman's part of slavery, you're going to get confused. You're going to start thinking you were already here. You're going to start thinking, oh, these people took the land and they re-identified us. You don't know there's over 150 years missing. You're starting off late. And that's because that's what was documented. That's why I say I always leave the door open. But you ain't going to trick me away from Africa just because the timeline needs to be adjusted. We still got to check it. All right. From an Anglo-American's perspective, 1619 is considered the beginning of slavery, just like Jamestown and Plymouth symbolize the beginning of America from an English-speaking point of view. But divorcing the idea of North America's first enslaved peoples from the overall context of slavery in the Americas, especially when the U.S. was not formed for another 157 years, is not historically accurate. You see? So the time that you start documenting things can also create another problem. That's why modern technology does matter, because it gets to look at stuff that happened before they started documenting it. Not to mention, remember earlier, like a couple slides ago, they said that they rejected her premise, as well as Carter G. Woodson. Remember, it's just a theory. Maybe they lived amongst Seminoles and mixed with the Indian people and used that as an escape. Maybe, we don't know, right? We would do well to remember that much of what played out in places like Virginia were the result of the things that had already happened in Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, Peru, Brazil, and elsewhere, says Gosco. The English took note of their fellow Europeans' role in enslavement and the slave trade, says Mark Summers, a public historian at Jamestown Rediscovery. In the context of the broader Atlantic world, the colony and institution of slavery developed from a chain of events involving multiple actors. We just keep talking about Jamestown. This is about to get ugly, though. Black Indians, the very word most people shake their heads in disbelief or smile at what appears to be a joke, a play on words. No one remembers any such person in this history book or Western novel. It's true, and we learned a couple slides ago why. Not because they were covering up that we were here first, because these people just didn't see a presence or believe that there was a presence of Africans amongst those people. None ever appeared, yet lived and roamed all over the Americas. Yet they lived and roamed all over the Americas. Their story began with the European landing in the New World. Where did the story begin? Is everybody listening?
Oh, yeah.
It's talking about Black Indians. It says, yet they lived and roamed all over the Americas. Their story began with the first European landing in the New World. Reached from New England to Brazil and continues today. The number of African Americans with an Indian ancestor was once estimated to be about 1/3 of the total. In Latin America, the percentage is much higher. This means that an important page in history has been missing. 3 great races, red, white, and black, built in America together. Their contributions and their interrelationships have filled libraries with scholarly studies, history texts, and novels. Last one, for good measure. See if I got all this. Yeah, but one relationship has not, conspicuous by its neglect, is the and before this, I'm telling you what it said. It was saying that people spoke about different relationships amongst people, but this one that we're talking about now was not really pointed out. So, but one relationship has not been spoken about. Conspicuous by its neglect is the relationship on the soil between red and black people. In the 1920, historian Carter G. Woodson called it one of the longest unwritten chapters in the history of the United States. He wondered if Africans did not find among Indians one of their means to escape from slavery. Grandmother kept that history, though. While they were still trying to figure it out, she already has it documented. Bless her heart. Dr. Woodson's chapter still remains unwritten. His escape theory hardly explored. The book means to tackle both the chapter and theory. Do you hear what that is? That's the actual. Now, all that other shit was juicy, right? But this is the dagger. This is the nail in the coffin. Because they can't, the whole book is gone. It says Dr. Woodson's chapter still remains unwritten. His escape theory hardly explored. This book means to tackle both that chapter and the theory. That's what the book is about. Black Indians, like other who? African Americans. Like other African Americans have been treated by the writers of history as invisible. So whose shit is being covered up? The African shit is being covered up. Their contributions were denied or handed to others. And with that, I'll rest my case. Welcome to Africa.
Yeah, hoes.
One more time, though. Hold on, let me go slide up and show y'all that book real quick.
I think they leaking bad, y'all, on that one. Y'all leaking bad.
Hey, you can't put ice on this one. You just gotta. You need the EMT.
These are their sources still, ain't it?
Yep.
Black Indians.
Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage by William Loren Katz.
Oh, yes. Wow.
And remember in there, one of the slides, the guy looked at this picture and said, those are my people. That's my uncle. And the other one is African descendants. He's related to him. So even if they wanted to say that, oh, he's talking about the Indian over there, well, then he made the other person an African. So then the Indian will be an African, and you're still related to both people.
All right, okay.
Africa.
Updated shit. All right.
Woo. Damn, they leaking, y'all. They need some milk, y'all. Damn.
What?
Get them a soda.
Shit.
Get those boys some milk.
It's going down, family. We told y'all this was a mass pretending Indian extermination countdown. Yeah. Damn.
Back to back.
Woo. I'm ready whenever you ready. Just let me know.
Hey, and we didn't even plan it like that.
No,
Port,
we
I
did.
didn't know my shit was going to align with port shit like
Yo. She was like Voltron and shit.
that. Right?
Okay.
I'm reading the slides. I'm like, yo, we on the same exact page.
My man, they pulled a book out and said, you know, what happened to them? You know, that didn't really happen to Africans, it happened to us.
Right.
That's some crazy shit.
Hey, let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah, man, do your thing, man. Keep continue. This is a marathon, man. Come on,
let's
go.
go.
Keep going. Go. We ain't finished.
Only got two things.
It's all right. Let that shit cut. It's all good.
Is this what I need to go to?
I can't see what you're trying to share me though. So you got to hit
window,
Present.
right?
Go to present, that plus sign.
Yeah, hit window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can select one window. Yeah.
Damn, yo, that's crazy. All right, soon I see you, brother. All right, we sharing that screen, full screen.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah, everybody. If y'all
Right,
just
Barry.
tuning in,
Give me
make sure y'all get the likes up. Get these likes up. Go ahead and follow all of these folks in the box. This is the whole Adjustment Syndicate family. You're watching a mass pretending Indian extermination countdown. I repeat, this is a mass pretending Indian extermination countdown. So if you're pretending, you need to get the fuck out the room right now. Carry on, my brother.
Stop.
Carry the fuck on, my brother. Let's go.
This is the dude. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep. Tree says she got you.
Okay, so y'all see Melville?
Nah, we see the creation day by day.
Okay, hold on. No, that's not what I want. I wanted this
You
Melville.
picked the wrong window.
Okay, hold on. Let me back out
There you go.
and go back in.
There you go. Yeah, family, this is a mass pretending Indian extermination. If you got the real polo on, we ain't talking to you. We talking to these fake ass, jive ass turkeys. We got deep fryers on a real high right now. The grease is hot. The grease is real hot. So stand the fuck back. Get the fuck out the kitchen.
Y'all see it now?
I'm about to show you right now, family. Bam. Yeah, we got you now. Her squits.
Yeah, okay, so you see,
Yep.
it says he was born September 1895 to February 1963. This is the guy that they keep trying to say is the father of Pan-Africanism. But when you go...
Hold up, that's supposed to be our daddy?
Yes.
Okay, carry on, bro.
I want to look up...
Take your time, but walk this shit slow. It's okay. Ooh-wee.
There it go. Can y'all still see the screen?
Yeah, you good. You Gucci. You Gucci.
I'm just trying to go to
Don't be afraid to like it. There's 16 people
Yes,
in the
it is.
chat. Yo, come on now, get these likes up.
I don't want images. I just want to, let me see if I go to one, it pop up. Okay, here it go.
Yeah, I smell what
Can
you
y'all
guys
see
got
it?
there. We got John Henson. We see an image of the white dude on the right. Is
Y'all don't see my screen?
we see your screen. What you're sharing is it says John Henson.
Yeah.
Henson, yeah, and it's got the black dude on the left and then the white picture at the right.
No, mine don't have that.
I think you got to find the right tab to share. You know what I'm saying? So we can see what
Oh,
tab.
it's cool because I can go back to
whatever
I
makes
can
you
go back to
comfortable.
the stream.
Yeah. But we see
Oh, y'all see this though.
we see that.
See me
That's,
moving it.
there you go. We good. You Gucci.
Okay.
You Gucci. Push that shit in, bro. Keep going. Marathon. All the way.
So you see where it says 1791?
1791, 1860, blackpath.org.
Yep. As you can see that this dude was born way before this Melville dude. Lorenzo, you don't see me presenting?
See, we all got family, you know.
He happy because he got chocolate milk.
I'll be happy too. We all got families, so you know we got to take the time out, you know.
And as you can see, he was a Liberian senator during the mid 19th century. And then it says, I'm trying to find it.
This black dude here, right?
Yes, but this is the dude that keeps trying to say it's the first president of the United States.
I thought that was the first black president of the United States, though.
Nah, that's the other dude.
Stop lying.
The white boy.
Stop lying. You gotta tell us all about this. Don't just show us pictures and not tell us, my man.
Okay, I'm trying to find where he migrated to Liberia in 1827. Yes, little one. That's mine. Okay, why y'all eating in my room? Go in your room and eat.
That's right.
Okay, take your stuff and go on.
They don't have nutrients there.
Uh-huh. Okay, it says he migrated to Liberia in 1827 through the society and quickly became a member of the mercantile and political elite formed by these former slaves. I just want to go back down. The ACS, I guess that's what they calling themselves, which controlled the colony until its independence in 1847, organized the Commonwealth of Liberia in 1839, and appointed its first governor, Thomas Buchanan. Hanson was elected as a senator of the newly established Colonial Council in December 1840, representing Grand Bassa County. John Hanson died in Liberia.
Wait, Suiton, where you at?
Where you at? I'm right here.
Hold on. Are you moving your cursor? Are you seeing it?
All we can see is the pictures of him.
I can hear you though.
Okay, does y'all say Black Past?
Yeah, but it's like I don't think we don't see that you clicked into that link. So the next tab is open, probably, that we can't see. So we just see this tab. I think that's what's going on because you're in the blackpass.org joint, right?
Yeah, but
yes.
it opened up another window and it's not going to share anything but the window that you shared. So you probably gotta redo it and then share the window that you just opened up.
Yeah, it's okay, man. Take your time. It's all right. Do that shit. Yeah, it's all good.
I gotta count. Hold on. And I go back to present.
Mm-hmm. And then make sure you on the black .org joint, blackpass.org, whatever that was. And then you be pushing shit back in as usual. You know what I mean?
Now y'all see it.
All right, yep. I'm about to pull it up right here for the family. Y'all see that? Yeah, we see it now.
Am I moving on y'all screen?
Oh, you good. You Gucci.
Push it.
Okay. This is where I was at. So I was in Bassa County. John Hanson died in Liberia in 1860 at the age of 69. After his death, Hanson was hailed as a faithful, loyal, and patriotic servant of the young nation, only the second Western-style republic after Haiti in the world at the time. This is by Stephen Allen. And now we're going to go down to where it says false information. So I'm right.
False information?
Yes. False information about Hanson as the first black president of the United States had already begun to circulating long before the internet. The new media, however, spread that information much farther and much faster than ever before. Hanson was often confused with a white politician of the same name who falsely claimed to be the first president of the United States in 1781. This other man was named president of the Congress under the Article of Confederation before the U.S. Constitution officially established the office of President of the United States. Because of his position as President of the Congress, some have erroneously argued that he, not George Washington, was the actual first president. Now
See-
we're gonna, I'm not. Hold on, I got one more part.
Yo,
One more part. Adding to the confusion was the fact that Hansen has been thought to be the dark-skinned man on the back of the $2 bill. The image of the $2 bill shows the drafting of the Declaration of Independence by painter John Turnbull. The image some claim as Hansen is actually Robert Morris, one of the original signers of the Declaration. Morris's image appears dark on the bill due to the type of printing used then.
God. So that so this black dude that we've been hearing, rumor has it that he was the first black president.
Yeah.
But in the actuality, there was another dude with the same name.
They're the white boy that I just showed.
The white boy.
The white boy. The white guy.
Yo, pick up these bodies. Pick up these dead turkeys around here.
And I want to add, I just want to state that when y'all look up the John Hanson, 1791 beats whatever the hell the dude's name is, Melville Herchowitz.
Yeah.
And he was born in 1895. And John Hanson was a Pan-African. He even has letters. He was one of the people that was helping black people from America when they moved over to Liberia during his time. I'm not talking about them, not Africa, Mississippi and Africa, when those people were coming over and enslaving people. This is what after that.
It wasn't ready.
I don't think dude. Whew.
And if you go to the Library of Congress, it's going to say exactly what I just told y'all.
Oh yeah, that's a credible source for sure. Wow, this is damaging, yo. Y'all are leaking right now.
What did he say? Y'all ever see a dead body?
Huh?
Answer.
You're out, yeah. And y'all jive ass turkeys up, man. We got the deep fries on high, soaking this shit slow. And
you can't stop it.
You can't. The funny thing is, these are y'all sources. This is the shit. These are their claims, right?
That's Haitian Lowe's claim.
Okay.
He was one of the person that was claiming that John Hanson was the first black president of the United States. And I told him, I said, bro, stop saying that because it's not true.
Yeah.
And then he was like, those Pan-Africans. This is when I first got on TikTok. And then he said this shit a couple of months ago when we first started getting on this shit. Like he was big, bad, and bold on TikTok. Like, bro, I will push your fucking shit in.
Like
I respect you, but I will push your shit in at the same time. Because people like, oh, I got CIA documents. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm going to the Library of Congress. I'm pushing your shit in. They all believe in myth. Did y'all get my email? I sent both of y'all the same email.
I got to check it.
Okay. And I want to say this for all of the people that stayed seated. You know, you humbled yourself. I know some of y'all wanted to jump up like, I think I could take them too. Or you wanted to join in. I'm glad y'all tamed your egos. Look at it. You still get to be Black Indigenous. You just ain't come up here and get your shit pushed in. Continue living. Listen to what your grandmother said, what your grandfather said, what you found, what your research was. Do not fuck with Africa. You see what's going to happen. Don't play with Africa. Just do what you're doing with your family. If you meet somebody else that did their research too, then y'all group up together and do it that way. Do not mess with anybody else's history. Because the only thing we're going to do, this ain't a threat. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And I don't think you can handle the truth yet. You may get there later. But if you want to just be respected for your own opinion or your belief or your family history that you found, because it's not impossible, but it's just highly unlikely. So we're going to be on guard to make sure nobody erases that history. So if you do want to try to find things that supports what you found out in your family and you want to gather some more data, guess what we just did for you guys? The Black indigenous people who faking because they getting exposed, right? You have the people who may be telling the truth that are not saying nothing, but you get to watch the sources that they have used. Don't use them. Find something else. You see what I'm saying? Or better yet, what I suggest, in my opinion, is leave this proven shit alone and just be Native American. Go to your grandfather, grandmother, whoever you heard that from, and preserve that history and keep your practices and keep it going. Or you're going to end up like these people, not knowing your damn history. You're not going to know where you at. You're just going to get online and pick a damn history. So save this stuff from happening if it is the truth, save it from happening to later generations. You don't want people out here lost. Go ahead and start preserving shit. You don't have to use these sources to prove it. It's going to make it look like you faking. You would not have to take these sources and twist it to make it seem like it was talking about a melanated I don't even know when to say that type of shit, but just a Black person in America before everybody else, and then everybody else came in or they traveled. You don't have to do all of that. Go find some actual sources that make sense. If you don't have it, you still have your family history, and that's what you're responsible for. All this other shit that they doing trying to erase Africa, and we get all of these sources and everything leads back to Africa. You don't want that type of shit on your reputation if you want people to trust your word later in case you actually do find something.
Yeah, real facts. It's dangerous out here because when I was coming up, you had a lot more historical classes talking about African history, Black history. You had a lot of good teachers out. And the media was just different. I had made a live earlier about this. The media was just different. Now, anybody can get out here, and if you don't really study what they telling you, you can lose your African mind out here. What if we, like the people that follow these cats, they don't read the books that they're showing. They just take it at face value. Wow, that looks good, sound good. It's in the book. He read it because I don't have to read it, kind of shit. It's like, nah, man, we all got to be reading at the same damn time, family. If I show you a book, read that shit.
Right? Y'all never hear us say, send me that screenshot. We say what? Send me
the book.
They're passing around screenshots.
Yeah, send me the book, man. Send me the book so I can look at it, look at the author. I can skim through it. And the books that they got, they're good fucking books. They're good. But it's like, don't take that book and then try to cut out all of the shit that you don't want in the book. And that's where you guys make the biggest mistake at. When you say comments about we're not African, this didn't happen to the Africans, you have a book out here, and then it's not everything that you say ain't in the book. In fact, it's against everything you say. So yeah.
Yeah, y'all did just help us fill in a lot of gaps in history for Africa. I love that. I salute y'all. Yeah. I knew it was something about listen, they could be speaking in code. Maybe this is like some type of trick so that people would think that we actually not unified, but they actually giving us sources to show that Africa has more history in the United States than we previously thought. Because the way he held that feather up, I just can't. It's like he was speaking to me. I was like, "Is that like a code?" He said, "I got this from Africa." Like, I was starting to think. I'm looking around in the background, like, is somebody like
hold up,
or something? Like, is he good? But hey, it is what it is, man. If they actually serious and they giving us all of these sources, I guess this is how it was supposed to play out.
Yeah, I appreciate the sources. Nothing against the sources. They're good sources. These books. My man had a Carter G. Woodson book, and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. It's going against what you're saying. Carter G. Woodson stood for Africans in the diaspora. He built his whole career off of that shit.
Oh, and his theory was rejected. Like I just read, his theory about the escape theory of that the Africans at an earlier time probably used the Native Americans to get the hell away. That was rejected. It was covered up. The history was written by people who didn't like Africans. So they're not going to say that, no, you came here this day and you were an indentured servant. When you think about it, it matches what they want it to be. It covers up everything they did almost 200 years before. And they just start, okay, right here. Forget what the Portuguese did. This is what we need. They already got the cover-ups and shit ready. They already know how not to have them, isolated in a way where they can run away and escape. A lot of the Native Americans were already disappeared from the area at that point. And that's why it looks like in those areas from, I think it's at South Carolina, Texas, into Florida, and I think, where else did they say? It was a couple of places, Mexico, and it's a nice area where they were roaming around at. And in those areas, if they were already there before they brought the African there and they were wiping out the Native Americans, then that's why you would have the remainder of the people looking like black people. Because you have them. Those tribes are there. But they tell you, if you look at their websites, if you have them in your family and they're telling you the truth, they are mixed in with Africans. If they want to hold the Indian side, they're mixed in with African.
Intermingling was the word that they use in his book.
Yup.
The intermingling, amalgamation. Like this shit happened.
Then we see the book agreeing. His book that he put up, the book I went to, the sources from the articles that are not supposed to be credible. All of that stuff is there. Then he just showed that the European started it. It always leads to a European. The European was supposed to be the one that was trying to fake like he was the first president. Then it ends up being tossed on this dude's head. And then we got people in 2023 saying that he was the first black president. And it turns out that he's a Pan-African. The whole thing circled back to Africa. Do y'all see how that works? We're not, it sounds like it's some egotistical shit. Sound like it's like we're big-headed or whatever. This is what we know from studying. Everything keeps leading you back to Africa.
Yeah.
With more than just these topics. That's just what happens. And them to think that they could escape that is idiotic. You're better off just trying to be an indigenous person. Leave Africa the fuck alone. But for everybody else watching, I hope you learn the history and learn intellectual discipline as well.
Right.
It hurts
you guys
when this shit
are watching this on the replay. Make sure y'all recap this thing. There was a lot of good information that came out. These are their sources. Look at all of our videos. Look at Suiton's videos. Look at my videos, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about pertaining this information, man. We talked about this before about information shouldn't be that hard to find and share. It shouldn't be like a mystery, right? When we give this information, it was real easy for us to say, hey, this is what they didn't show you in the book, but they'll come out here and they just want to make a narrative. It's like history is not history. It's like opinionated history. So I'm gonna take my opinion and my narrative. I'm gonna take this book. They thought they was being slick when the book said Indian slavery. Like, ooh, I bet you they won't find anything African or Negroes about this in here, right? And then you get the book and you come to the realization there's a history between both cultures that needs to be respected. What I don't like is the disrespect. The disrespect of both cultures. I mean, there's a unique history between the two. Sometime good, sometime bad, but it needs to be truthfully told. So yeah, y'all catch the replay. That was sick, and we got more because a lot of us ain't share our sources really yet, and there's a little bit more that's going to come. I think the first half of this is just debunking, basically cutting through their sources and stuff. Like a lot of shit has been debunked already. I mean, what's that dude named John Hanson?
Yeah.
Right? That's a lie.
Yeah.
Egypt in America. That's a lie.
Black Indians ain't African.
That's a lie. We ain't African. That's a lie. Y'all don't want to smoke. Seriously. Now, I'm going to give an opportunity for one of y'all jive ass turkeys, because I know some of y'all out here
They
looking.
not, bro. They ain't
Come up in here. Come in to the adjustment syndicate interrogation room,
We'll pull up your sources.
and we'll pull up.
It's on the house. You can just sit here and talk, and we'll pull up your
Yeah.
sources for you.
We'll take your book and we'll go through your whole book without even pulling out our shit, and we can teach y'all African history and y'all shit. Come up. Anybody right now listening, come up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop all the bullshit. Let me make sure the link is in the motherfucking chat. Come in here. Y'all got a certain amount of time to get y'all shit together for y'all can. Link is in the chat.
Yeah, let us know if we missed something.
Yeah, we missed something. Please let us know. We're sourced up, lock and loaded. This presentation hadn't started yet, so I suggest y'all lay low, because everywhere that I go, I got people I know.
Bro, you know what, bro? We still holding it down for the people, because you know what we should have did? We should have just read all of these sources and then let them say, where the hell you get that from? And then pulled it out. That would have been a nice. That
What
would have been
about that shit? Like fishing?
Yep.
Like, yeah, man,
it's your book.
Right. I thought about that shit. Or like bait them in the jump. That's funny.
Yeah, so we ain't do you bad as we could have did you. We let you know off top we about to use your shit, because that's what it's supposed to be anyway. If somebody do a source, you go check it out.
Yeah, this is where y'all can say they're just making it up. They're just they took the time to read the information that you presented to the family, and I like that book. That's a good book. What's the name of that book? Y'all need to read it. The book that I had on here, Indian Slavery in Colonial Times Within the Present Limits of, I got that cut off. But anyway, I'll show y'all again on the joint. But yeah, that's a good book. Chapter 12, especially, because it talks about the intermingling and the problems that they had with that. That's why you had the one drop rule. That's why you had everybody classified as Negroes in the damn census, no matter what you mix with. If your ass African, you all African, you know? So a lot of that stuff came from that. We gotta clean these bodies up.
I think we should let the pheromone go out so that more of them can smell it.
Leave them there, so the rest of them know not to fuck with us no more. I hear what you're saying.
We gotta take it back old school, let it pile up Persian style.
Just let the bodies lay, so the rest of y'all motherfuckers know not to fuck with us when it comes to this African shit.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Just like I told them when it comes to religion, when you walk up to this temple, think of that big Mayan temple, and you see these heads rolling down the hill. You gonna climb up there? It's heads rolling down this motherfucker.
Yeah, bro.
It's heads rolling down. Go ahead and climb up that temple if you want to. You see what's happening. Don't be surprised.
There's no greater joy into saying we're not African. We're not African. We didn't come from Africa. And here's the book that I'm going to show you. And then in that book, it says all about Africa.
Yo, that's the best. I be reading, bro. I got to read it like 30 times. I'm like,
right. Just to make sure, like, did these niggas read this shit?
Let me come back. Let me blow the screen up and turn my brightness all the way up and read that shit again. And again, it really just said that.
Funny.
Like, it be blowing my goddamn mind.
That is super funny. Yeah, they ain't showing up tonight over here. Don't nobody want that shit over here. So we're going to keep pushing it in. Several presentations are going to come out. We got the one that we got on the 22nd. And then
the in-betweens.
In-betweens between now and then. You know. So yeah, just in case y'all wanted to smoke, we put the link in the chat. I mean,
and just to let y'all know, we've been doing this for a while. That's why we just decided let's put this shit out there. This is how we do anyway when we're researching. It's just a highlighter, something printed off, bookmark, screenshot, boom, and it's all stashed away because it's just something that we're trying to study. We didn't know that this was it was going to happen like this, so we got to double back, go through shit, and thanks to our brothers, we don't really dig too deep in our own archives because they're giving us brand new material, fire material too. I just learned something today about another portion of African history.
Yes, right. Out of their sources. Yeah, Lower Natural always Poor City ain't reading no more. Thank you, bro, because you got me reading more of your books. I'm reading more of your books, and the more I read your books, the more I see history in it. So it's crazy. So read the book Black Slaves, Indian Masters. I always tell y'all to get this one. Talks about the Chickasaws. That is a good one. We're gonna have a whole book review one day. I ain't pulling these shits out right now.
Yeah, we gotta have a book party.
A whole book party. Getting it in. I like getting together, man, and showing these fools who's who and what is what on this joint.
He said, "What book, nigga?" Word. Straight up. There you go. We did underestimate y'all, man. I was like, man, these old ass books. Because I thought what you were reading and elaborating on y'all videos, I thought it really said that in the book. So I was like, yo, that book is trash if it's saying that. I read it.
You talking about their books, right?
Right. And then
I thought the same thing.
He's talking about Africa.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, you got a nice ad. This is a nice book. Why are you denying this part? Because that's the first thing I thought. Like on one of the books, I'm like, hold up, this Carter G. I'm like, damn, hold up, Carter G. He was a Pan-African. Why are you using this book? And then the other John, I'm like, why you stopped at the intermingling with the Negroes and Indians? Why you didn't read that part? That's a really good book when it talks about it because it tells you exactly how that happened. And it gives prices of what they paid for African people and Indian people. It separates Indians, white folks, mulattoes. It just separates them. It says separate. It said it wasn't no confusion about who was who and what was what. So yeah, that's crazy. If y'all watching it for the first time, family, go ahead and hit the like button. This is a mass pretending extermination countdown. The 22nd of this month, we're gonna have a big mega presentation. Shout out to Vanta and Patah was in here earlier. Y'all see that?
No, I didn't see it.
I think Patah came in and he said what's up, and then he left out.
What I want to know is when is Black Indigenous Day?
Oh, when is that? Do they have a day?
Probably not.
I think the Moors said they got one. Or no, that's a Moorish day. Well, I mean,
we got Marcus Garvey Day, we got Malcolm X Day, whatever they want to play with. Hell, Dr. Ben got a street named after him. What Black Indigenous person got a day on the street?
It's no need because when you holding down Africa, right? Africa's being represented, even though we all the way over here, right? Up into Canada. Then you have the Indian people you mixed with. You wouldn't need a Black Indigenous celebration. Just get into the Indian part of it. And then there's the African part of it. There's nothing, but they're trying to make it seem like there's some other group of people.
No, we was here before all y'all motherfuckers was here. Y'all are these and that's and the Mongolians and all of this dumb shit they be trying to say.
That ain't me.
So these folks lose their African minds, yo. They will repurpose June 10th.
I want to show y'all. Well, I'm gonna let y'all hear it and tell me if you remember this. Hold up. Come on, man.
Let me know if you want to share your screen or something.
Nah, I don't want to show them because it's gonna be
shit pushing.
I don't know if with one of y'all or Vanton. We're gonna see. We got to talk about it later. But dang, where is it at? I know, somebody gonna remember that.
In 1996, All right. What it said is, and this is mind-blowing part.
Is that non-ether shit or something, right?
Yeah,
The gene, I know already.
the 9 series.
Yeah, the 9 series.
They got 6 series, and they got
That shit had me when I first saw it. I ain't gonna front. When I
got
first saw it,
but it was saying series. He's not saying he's got 9 strands of DNA.
yeah. And all that said, Vanta need to be up here too. That's just saying we're just more genetically diverse. Exactly.
Right.
That's all. Look at my genomic video and wait till Vanta come up here and do his presentation, y'all. That's a must see. And he's coming back on the show.
Facts.
All day.
It's in February.
What? No, it's not, Vance. No,
I think he's talking about Black Indigenous Day.
Oh, it's in February.
Okay.
Wait, what? Vance on vacation right now. But yeah, man, eat some job ass turkeys, man. We got these deep fryers on high and just cooking the hell out of these damn job ass turkeys. I know y'all don't like hearing it. That's why I say it.
Now look, because this is what they do. I'm just talking about the top dogs that be on TikTok, them Black Indigenous, the ones that don't like us. They be stitching the shit out of other people's videos, trying to debunk their shit.
They'll never do that to us.
That's what I'm saying.
Never. They'll get on a live and talk, but they won't have a rebuttal video with more information pertaining to the subject matter at hand. I don't see that at all. I just see, we make a video, we cover information, and it's directly to shit talking when they're on their side. But they'll go back and forth with them all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think they underestimate the resource, the research that we do, man. We serious about that shit. Right.
One of us will stitch their video. Like, oh, well, yeah, he showed you this, but this is what the rest of the shit said. Then they won't come back and rebuttal the shit.
Yep. I haven't heard anybody come back from the T. Mary map. No one's haven't come back from that. One dude made a post about the pyramid being in Las Vegas. He had a map that he made off a fucking word process, and they wrote Egypt. Then they wrote the land of Canaan or some weird shit.
I talking about the white and black. It was a
that dumbass map.
That was dope that did that dumb shit.
He must be an agent. I'm an agent of truth.
You an agent, but his name is Thoth, and that's a Greek word.
Yeah.
For Dahudi or Tahuti.
They haven't come back.
Bro, we ain't even dig deep in the bag.
Right.
They're not even actually seeing what we made of. Basically what we're doing is showing them we have reading comprehension. That's all we really just flexed. Because we understand what the hell is being said, and we're actually reading. So we can prove we're avid readers and we have good reading comprehension.
Mm-hmm. Excellent reading comprehension.
When we get into how intelligent we are, how we can put this shit together, that's what y'all about to see in April 22nd. April 22nd. That's what y'all about to see. That's when we get strategic, creative, and yeah, it's a lot more skill being put into it. But this right here is just, let me check out what my brother said. Let me check out what he said.
Yeah. Let me see if it's true. Let's check the book out. I gave these, I always give anybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't just automatically be like, they're wrong, because somebody could be right. You know what I mean? And it's not our job to discredit or debunk anybody. But at the same time, if you're talking shit about Africa, and if we gonna check that shit. We're gonna run your pockets.
Mm-hmm. We can walk past him like, you can have that. I ain't worried about that. No, you're targeting somebody. So now you get approached completely different. Now I want to take that book from you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Let me see what's in there.
Yeah, let me check it out.
You reading it, pointing at me, and making claims. Give me that shit. Let me see what it says. Now, if you was just out there saying me, I'm not African, I'll just walk past you and probably put a quarter in your cup. I ain't worried about the shit.
Yeah. So don't take it personal, y'all. Just don't get mad, get smart, and prove us all wrong. But you can, because these are your books. Y'all gotta find some other books. Y'all gotta burn these books.
You gotta get a different book. Hey, that's a Pan-African book, bro.
That's a total Pan-African book.
That's a Pan-African book, bro.
That shit say Africa, Africa, Africa. It says Louis the such and such imported Africans, yo. Didn't it say that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Reading comprehensions, boy. Reading comprehension. And I like he was like, we're just gonna stop right there. And I don't think he ever talked about that section in the book again in that video.
The same thing, bro. That's the same shit Yahweh did. Let me stop.
That's
to read the rest of it.
Yeah.
We need to read the rest of it.
That's their thing, man. They read a little bit of it and they get to that part. All right, that's it. That's all I need to show my people.
Bro, I blinked and he had the browser open. This shit happened so damn quick.
Right.
Out of there. I don't know what he was typing there. I was like, wait a minute, go back. What?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, cuz you ain't gonna talk about the intermingling. Why don't you want to talk about that? Because they spend their day saying that we the first, we ain't mixed with nobody. It's just us, we over here. But there's no record of y'all being over here like that in large numbers until certain events in history. Certain events in history, like the Spanish and shit, and Christopher and all of that shit, Prince Henry and these Papal bulls, and then you have a presence of Africans in the Americas, and then you have an intermingling. That's the quote from your book that you have between Africans and Indians. So I mean, the history's there. So stop. Like what I hate is you do have legitimate mixtures of people that have a history, and you like you have people that might get on their live because they're a product of that history, right? And they like, well, you ain't the real. They talk shit to them. It's like, come on, man, that's disrespectful. You got some people I'm seeing now that are truly like, they'll post a picture of the quote unquote indigenous, native, or whoever, right? And say, hey, this is my peoples and shit. But the actual family member will make a reply video and be like, what the fuck y'all doing? That's my uncle. Right. That's my aunt. That's my aunt, motherfucker.
And that dude, he's indigenous. It was like, that's my, I think it was his grandma, his great grandma.
Yeah. Damn.
Monty Moose posted that man's family member. He made a rebuttal and said, take this shit down.
Y'all find that video, get it to me, Mo, or Sudan. We need that video in our presentation. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that's bullshit. So you got real people saying, like, what are you doing? Huh?
Describe it one more time so they can.
It's a video that I think Manta Moose posted, and he got two people on the picture in the back. I'm trying to remember how the video went, but he's like, these are our people. It was some tribe, and he's saying, these are us, these are us, these are my people, this is our family, or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember what the video had said, but he was just making claims of the shit. Well, somebody made a reply video and said, these are my people. It was two videos. It was Mansa Musa, and it was another one. I say Mansa Musa. It was Mounty, whatever the dude's name is, right? Monty Musa. It was his video, and then it was another video with a woman that came out, and she was like, "Should I tell him? Should I tell him that he don't know what the fuck he talking about?" Pretty much. So yeah, if y'all find those videos, y'all get them to the family so that we can put them in a file. We making files over here. We putting files, and we you know, we got cases on all y'all in here.
The Death Row Archives.
That's right, yo. Because this shit ain't going away. Your 38% Nigerian DNA is forever over here. Forever. So I mean, these brothers, man, they lying to y'all. It's a new religion. It's a new hustle. New way to make some income. Because if they can catch your mind. You know, you heard that what's that Bobby Womack song, 125th Street? Trying to catch a woman is weak. Trying to catch your mind is weak, family.
Right.
Oh, yo, if you got a weak mind, you're gonna subscribe to any of that bullshit. And if you have any hatred towards Africa or Africans, with the unbeknownstment of you being of African descent, you're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna subscribe to some bullshit. You're gonna think you a non-ether Atlantean. It's weird shit that come out their mouth. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Damn.
Yo, you can mix it up how you want to. Nah,
Yeah.
Atlantean, bro. You get facts.
Facts. That's right. We Atlanteans and Hebrews and all of this shit, man. We every goddamn thing except for Africa. Well, you know, I am aboriginally from Wales.
Yeah.
You know, like that shit's supposed to mean something, nigga. We know what them damn English gypsies look like, bruh. They ain't us.
The Aboriginal of Wales. Dang. He's Welsh.
Yo. You know the English gypsies look like us too. We looked at the English gypsies and the motherfuckers don't look like us, fam. We looked at the moon-eyed Negroes. They don't look like us either.
At all. They don't bring up those artifacts.
No.
They drew them. They got statues of them. They don't look like me.
I think Vanta has located the video. Somebody saw it, but there's two videos. One with Mansa Musa and there's another one. I forgot who the dude was. And there was a female that replied to it, and then there was a guy that replied to it. So yeah, man, y'all can't be fucking with people history, man, on here finding some picture, making it seem like that's your shit, and then the actual people come up here and be like, "What the fuck is you talking about? That's disrespectful, man. Way disrespectful."
This nigga still on that chicken shit, man.
Said
this nigga still on that chicken shit.
Oh, Jonas?
Yeah.
How you turn a jungle fowl to a chicken?
He loud talking about that shit. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Chicken, bark, chicken. Family, if y'all are just now tuning in for the first time, I appreciate you guys. Go ahead and give the video a like, a follow, and a share. Share this stuff, man, because we got to counteract all of the bullshit that's going on out there. You ain't an Indian, okay? You're not. Majority of African Americans possess a 71% Niger California DNA. Am I right, Manta? Go ahead and let me know in the chat, right? A large majority of us. That means most African Americans, let's just say 75% of us possess that amount of DNA. There's no way around that. So all of this, we ain't Africa this and we ain't Africa that, you just don't have a knowledge of yourself. You have lost your African mind. For some reason, you have a disdain about Africa because Africa has been vilified for all of this time. And it's understandable. You weren't never meant to like yourself. You weren't never meant to remember who you are. Because most of the Africans that remembered they were burnt shit down. Those are the Africans we never talk about. And I'm gonna bring some of those guys up in the presentation.
Oh, yeah. That Portuguese settlement that fell.
That's right.
Because of the
Miguel. You talking about Miguel? That's my boy.
Miguel, the Portuguese from 1526.
Emburia.
No, they was in South Carolina, I think.
Oh,
South Carolina, and
okay.
then
There's several of them. Yeah.
Nothing Boro. You talking about Boro Blanca or Bronco?
Like Boro, maybe Venezuela or something. But this was during that first time. Yeah. It was like Diego's sugar plantation, the son of Christopher Columbus or something. You know, Christopher had already established colonies in, I guess, Santo Domingo, what we call Haiti, and you had a population of folks that was in Portugal. I'm sorry, in Venezuela. But I think he was in Venezuela. I can pull up the source, but he burnt that shit down. They call him King Miguel. He was an African dude because he remembered who he was. Because Africans have an African warrior spirit that they wanted to kind of get rid of. That's why they didn't want, like, they wanted a Christianized African, somebody that can turn the cheek and shit like that. And obey your slave master. It says that in Ephesians, whatever that is. Obey your slave master. That's in there. So they wanted people they wanted Africans that they can control biblically with the text. You know, and that was the only group of Africans that was allowed over here. Enslaved Christianized Africans from Congo. That's why you see some of their names that say Congo names or Angolian names and shit like that. Christianized conquistadors too, because you had a whole population of black folks that was growing up in all of these Spanish territories before the Americas was even a place, or like considered like a government and stuff. You already had the Portuguese several years because they was in fucking where they were at Congo in the 1400s or something.
Yeah.
So this stuff been going on for a long time. That's why I hate religion, because that was one of the first things that fucked Africa up. Our acceptance to the religion.
It was in North Africa, 1440.
Yeah,
it was all over the place.
You have the missionaries. You got the missionaries. The freaking
who pulled up with the Christianity first.
Yeah.
He then later learned that I need to take this and indoctrinate him, or he's going to keep messing up my settlements.
Yeah.
When I get him over here.
Yeah, they had to go in there and push that Christianity in there.
Now we got to think about how they probably expanded over time. You have documented African slaves pre-Jamestown escaping and destroying settlements, documented and undocumented, and they're spreading out from South Carolina to Texas to Mexico and back up. You think they not running into no women? You think the women are not running into no men? You think these people's sons and daughters that they escaped with didn't grow up? What do you thought, they married each other?
Right. Life goes on, man. Life goes on.
At something in history, you look at these pictures. Oh, there's a black person over there. Exactly. When you have the full history, then you get it. If you start at Jamestown, what did the professor say? They said it's going to be distorted. You're going to distort history.
Yeah. You can't start at Jamestown. Don't do that. And that's a lot of mistakes these brothers be making. And they think that we don't start that shit at no Jamestown. I start my shit in the 14 whenever motherfucking Prince Henry got on that damn boat. That's when you start that shit in the 1400s, way before 16. You had an enslavement of Africans for 200 years. That's why those folks that they try to send to Libya didn't get along with the people that they got there. You know what I mean? Because they grew up separately for so much long. Like, so there was so much of a gap of time between the two that by the time they got back over there, they weren't the same, you know? So you got to go back, man.
And then how many people probably had to plan, hypothetically speaking, with these things in history? We can kind of theorize in the gaps. How many people probably had it planned on the boat? Like, hey, when we get on there, whoop, whoop, the bop, boom, right? And then they do it and hijack the whole ship. It ain't even documented. They just done. He never came back.
Yeah, he never came back, yo.
They could have stayed in America, could have turned the shit around.
Yeah. There's a lot of those that you will never hear about that probably made it back home, but there's no historical record on that. But I do have historical records of the attempts. I do have historical records and primary sources that there was an attempt that enslaved Africans tried every damn bit that they could to try to get off of them damn boats before they got on them, when they got on them, and when they got over here. What happened with us is they Christianized the hell out of us, and they had that those camps and shit that you hear about, those dark camps where they were producing Africans over here because it was, I guess, cheaper to do that. So when you have kids born into a system like that, and you sever their connections, they're going to be a different group of people. They're going to lose their African integrity a whole lot. And they meant to do that. They never in a million years would have expected a platform like this for us to be talking about history that we're doing. They didn't want us to read. That shit was illegal.
And then imagine the minds of the people after they're indoctrinated, after a century of mistakes, a century or more of mistakes, and they like, look, we're going to dig deep into their psyche. Imagine a conversation, Mom, where are we going? Why are they beating us? We're the seed of Ham. We're cursed. We disobeyed God a long time ago. Now they doing the work. The same way you see your elders putting that work in your head today, walking around saying the reason why we in this position that we in, that same thing was probably happening before they was leaving Africa, because now the soldiers, they already dealt with them. They dealt with the rebellious people. Now you're dealing with people's kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with the last mother or father or grandparent who just wants to see that kid alive. Because they're not gonna go for the grandparent. They're gonna be like, look, if I threaten this person, then I can get you in line so that you can control the kid just to survive another day. Today it's not happening. You're getting on a boat. Tomorrow, come up with a different plan. Right now, I got the best of you. See? So now it's a different story when you're indoctrinated. Now you're not explaining, we're gonna come up with a plan to get out of it. Now you think God did this to you.
Right.
You're punished now.
Yeah. And that's what makes it okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's that mental fuck up that they done. They wanted Christianized Africans to come over here, period, point blank. Those were the first Africans that came over here. The first Africans that came over here were Christianized. The first Africans that they kidnapped from Africa and went to Lisbon in Portugal were Christianized as well. They didn't want no African to come over there like that knew what was going on and can speak that African talk and can communicate and remember that, hey, I was a warrior back home. Now y'all got me in this suit and shit.
Right.
So it was different. That's why you see most of the rebellions take place along those time periods, like 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, and then at some point it just died down, and that's when they were able to get us in and make us feel like we're other than African.
Oh, it's gonna pop up.
Huh?
It's gonna pop up eventually.
Yeah.
Video. We'll get it.
Yeah, it'll circulate. Yeah. But yeah, I wish I can see that, man. If I do, I gotta see if I like it or something. Because I normally don't like shit like that. But sometimes you gotta like save it, so you gotta shave it or shit or something like that. But yeah, fam. I mean, this is serious. We're talking about the hearts and minds of our people. So I take it serious. I think everybody here takes it serious. And it ain't like we're trying to prove anything. We're just trying to get the truth out there to people. And I think that's what everybody needs to understand. This ain't no it ain't nothing else other than that, really. We talk shit though. We're gonna talk shit and we're gonna deep fry some job ass turkeys though. It's a cookout for real. Make no mistake about it. But mainly it's for the information.
That's all.
That's it.
And if anybody, want to have a conversation about it, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Don't have a conversation that way. That's not the way to go. You see, we discipline. We're being honest about what we're reading. We're showing you what we're reading. We're reading further into it before what they read, after what they read, the context of the book. We go into the authors, the sources of where this shit came from. We go into what the words mean. We don't just say them. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to talk about something and you think you wanted something, you want to share some sources, give it to us. We'll look at it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to come with that aggression like, brother, you want to be an African. I am. I don't need to. This is not a want. This is our family history. And then technology ends up proving it. And I read more books and it's proven it. I'm reading your sources and it's proving it. It's matching up with what your source matched up with what my grandmother said. And y'all told me I was lying about what my grandmother said.
Ain't that some shit?
And you told me to go talk to my grandmother. You just didn't know I already talked to her. I believe my damn grandmother.
Yeah, Patrice says truth is very important. Having integrity is very valuable. Yes, and having African integrity is extra valuable. You gotta have that. And I don't know what Pan-Africanism means to other people, but it's vilified in a way where those Pan-Africans or those big, like, why would you like? You don't go around hearing us saying shit like that. We might say jive ass turkey and fake pretenders and shit like that. But
they hate. It's like they do the native people a certain way, then they think they can do that shit to us.
Yeah, that don't work over here.
It don't.
That shit don't work. We hit back hard. Like, you ain't gonna call us no crazy monkey shit, bedpan shit, and don't think we gonna come back with your book See, that's what we do. We come back with your shit and debunk you on your shit. But that, a lot of people just stay mad, and that's how you can tell you can tell a fake pretending on a couple of things. You ask them about DNA, well, it's for entertainment purposes, or like, show me your records. A lot of this and that. Like, there's certain things, but it's always an anti-African rhetoric with these fools. I hear some of them okay, but most of the time, fuck Africa. We better than the Africans, bro. You are African descendant. Do you not remember having a debate with me and your shit coming up 38% Niger Californian? Right. So I mean, when I say people lose their African mind, I really mean that. And I know it sounds funny and shit, but that's the truth of the matter. Shit, sorry, but that's the truth of the matter. That is the truth. Yeah, but Tom came in here and he dipped out on us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I ain't even see him.
I saw him in the chat. I posted his John up, man. I thought he was gonna try to hop in the box.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's gonna be part of that shit on the 22nd.
We'll see. We'll see.
Preparing for him not to be there.
We'll see. But shout out to you, Patah, man. Come on back home, bro. All of us, man. I don't know where I'm trying to see where I see it. Yeah, he was in here. Shout out to Patah if you listening, bro. But yeah, man, y'all gotta stop with the lying, man. Anytime we can take your videos, your books, your DNA, and prove that there is some connection to Africa, you done lost. Yeah. That's it. But fam, I ain't gonna stay too long on this jump. This a Monday night. Are you gonna have a live on the next jump, or you want to come back here between now and the 22nd? We can do the back and forth.
Bro, it don't matter to me.
Okay. All day, man. This is gonna be fun, y'all.
I mean, my thing is, after we do a presentation and we invite them up, they don't come up.
I mean, it don't matter after that.
I'll be ready to push that shit in.
You might have random people that get all excited and got a lot of energy with them, and then we just chop them down, and they, sometimes they lose smoke.
No, they want to stay on TikTok, because on TikTok you can talk, and on here we can just pull up the source. Bro, you said this? Okay, let's look that up real quick.
Well, everybody can see your source here, and we ain't hiding it. We took your house. You can't say we bullshitting or what's like. You can, at least one thing you can say about them, like, you know what? They talk shit, but they are men with integrity. They take the sources and they read exactly what y'all put out there. It ain't like we making shit up as we go.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Like they say, hey, meet me over here. You don't want to see me? Boom, I'm over here. You start running. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gone. I turn around and you start walking towards me. What we doing? You start running again. I'm like, bro, you ain't trying to fight. That's what's going on. Like they don't want it. As soon as we said, all right, fuck it. You talking about we need to pay you $500 a minute?
I'm paying these niggas shit.
We can just do a presentation because it's really for the people anyway. We can put the presentation up there and we can stop the back and forth. Y'all can just respond to that, and we can just sit back and watch.
I would rather buy a book for $500 before I pay one of these jive turkeys any of my money.
Now I will say, if we did do a debate, I'll pay for a debate, but my thing is, you're not getting the money until after the debate, because I could pay you and then your ass not show the fuck up.
That ain't happening at all. Yeah, and I mean, we down. You can have debates, and we can still do that too with debate topics and just frame it.
I wouldn't mind putting money up for educational purposes, because as long as we keep these channels going and shit, they should have come back around anyway. And when the people support, so for educational purposes, I wouldn't mind putting it up, but it would have to be somebody else, not they're too emotional. They're not going to actually get to the. We can talk shit after for 45 minutes when the whole presentation is over with. Let's just go for the information back and forth, and then after we done, we can do all of the funny talking shit and cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? But they can't do that. They don't want to be organized, and I don't know if they're gonna pick a moderator with a timer. You know, I want it
It's
to
got to be structured. Yeah, a moderator, timer. You get 5 minutes, I get 5 minutes. You know, we can do that and set up it that way. But it's got to be structured. No more of this shit. You talk for 30 minutes, and I don't see the clock. Like that shit. Like I felt like the debate.
Vanta got one coming up, so
yeah, and he can come up here with the shit if he won't.
Oh, you got another one? Who does?
Yeah, they redoing it.
They gonna redo it.
Yeah.
What's the topic of the debate?
If Jonas was acting an ass, he probably replayed it back and was like, "Man, I fucked up." He just wouldn't shut up.
What was the
Bro,
debate?
they both was doing that shit.
Yeah, but Vanta was quiet at first. He just kept doing that shit. So he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna tweak out with you."
Yeah, when Vanta get pissed the fuck off, yo, watch out.
Vanta was trying to show the sources, and dude, every time Vanta said like 3 words, here he come.
Yeah, don't piss Vanta off, family. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Vanta is in the house. Everybody, Vanta is in the building. Do not fuck with Vanta.
He was like, "Hey, he was like, will you shut the fuck up?"
Yo. That's why I be wanting you to come here, man, because here you don't got to worry about all that shit, man. It's a controlled environment, and you don't got to take that shit. You can come up here, man, and present your shit and rock the fucking mic, bro.
Yeah, they flagged my live.
Yeah,
After we had got into it, but he apologized though.
Okay.
He was like, "Oh, you're saying autosomal wrong." I was like, "I'm not saying it wrong, bro."
That's what's up.
As I said, so he apologized for that. So
Yeah, that's what's up. That's okay too. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's what grown men need to do, man. We can all agree to disagree and get back to some type of normalcy. But like the disrespect thing, man, I got kids. We got everybody here gets old enough to got kids. I'm probably old enough to be some of y'all daddies out here talking that shit. But
Well,
you know,
about the Jonas or John, whatever your name is. All right.
what you say, brother?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's it, man.
yeah. I was here. The whole thing was to start out. It was just supposed to be a discussion about haplogroup R. Getting into it, seeing what he was saying was true. There is actually a study out there that was trying to say that it could have started in Central Africa and went to North Africa, but I got some studies older than that one that's still saying that it traveled from North to Central Africa. But yeah, that's still intriguing. So it's a hypothesis, but still, yeah, it's out there.
Hey, Vanta, if you need to send me any links that you want me to try to pull up, let me know because I can try to get them on a ready for you or suiting whatever.
All right, I could. Matter of fact, I could get into that haplogroup that we was talking about. I wanted to get into one of those studies. Trying to see which one I have.
You want to get in here and push some shit in too? Come on in, bro. Yeah, Vanta is our DNA geneticist.
Right.
Cat, yo. Vanta know about the haplogroups and motherfucking L1, L2, L3, all that shit. And if he don't know, he will go get that article and get that abstract for you, family.
If he find 15-strand DNA, we're gonna be the first ones to hear.
You're the first one to tell your ass, yo. Niggas, did you know you 15 strands, dog?
Hey, yo, they was right.
Nigga, you can elevate, bro.
Yeah, he was, because he got that venom kicked in and he was panicking. He was like, you know, when you fade and that DMT kick in and you start hallucinating and shit, you having that out-of-body experience. Shit get weird. He was like, you're not as smart as you think you are. But he is though, because that's why you acting out of pocket now.
Yeah.
But
You were getting your shit pushed in, and you don't like how it felt.
Yeah, funny.
We ain't playing over here, yo. We ain't playing. And y'all should want this type of scholarship. Y'all shouldn't want nobody faking lying to y'all. Y'all want somebody lying to y'all all the time about history, making shit up as they go, misleading your mind. The fuck?
Boy.
I don't think I printed out the AO stuff. Well, I got I really just got the
Now you can send me anything you got in the chat. You dig our personal junk, and I can pull
Oh
it.
yeah, I forgot. We could just
You dig
read
what
it
I'm
from there.
saying?
You're right.
And that way it's up here.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, take your time, bro, and just
All
just if you can put it into the private chat, I'll pull it up for the family so they can see it for you, and you can rock the mic. So take your time, take your time, take your time.
How's everybody doing though? Y'all good?
Y'all got everything ready? Y'all sit down. You got your drink in your hand, your little roll ups. I know what some of y'all rolling up right now.
Y'all think we being too aggressive? Y'all think we being too mean? Is this warranted? Y'all know the history behind this shit. Y'all been looking for a minute.
Hey. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, what he said.
All right, I just wanted to show this with the AOO Cameroon project just to show that this is an actual thing. Because they was like, "Oh, that's not an actual thing." I'm like, "Bro, this is real."
All right, brother, give me 1 minute to pull this up for you.
Where you go?
Shit, Vanessa, where you go?
Damn, they got
him. I know he didn't get chipped over here.
Right? That better not be. I'm gonna be
like,
mad.
what?
I'm gonna be on Instagram,
like,
Facebook.
yo, they fucking with us heavy. All right, let me
There we go.
Shit, bro. Let me see. Entire joint. Bam. Bam. Is this what we looking at, Vanta?
Yep.
Oh shit. Speak on it, my brother. Speak on it.
Yeah, so this was the AO Cameroon project I was talking about. And I was trying to tell them in all of this, like 3 different ones, but they show you who Bonnie and Matthew are. They just got to scroll down a little bit. I think it should get into who they are. That's what the project is about. Yeah, right on, bro. We are now aiming for a higher 9,000 stretch goal in round 2 of our fundraising for our groundbreaking research on the world's earliest branching Y chromosome lineage.
Oh shit, my bad.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
AOO, its origins lie in the earliest days of humanity's emergence. The exact time very much in debate, but almost surely over 200,000 years ago. We first discovered it in early 2012 when the results of Perry's Y-DNA tests were unlike anything seen before. We learned that they have matches among some of the diverse people of Southwest Cameroon, but they always say no one else has it. And I keep telling them that's not right. The new samples to be collected by Matthew is in his homeland will allow us to learn much more about AOO, the haplogroup AOO. So what is the context of this research? Our research forms a part of the wider global human project to understand the family tree that connects us all, both on a large scale and in detail. In 2012, we found a branch on the human Y chromosome phylogenetic tree haplogroup AOO that's far older than any other branch previously known, having its origin at the dawn of human species emergence. The only peoples on Earth that's known to exist among are a few African Americans and Cameroonians of certain ethnic groups. This research will begin to give us a picture of its true distribution in history by collecting its known it's known to occur. Yeah, We hope to map it, and by analyzing the patterns of the relationship between different AOO lineages and the complex histories of these peoples with their widely varying social structures and ecological adaptations, we hope to understand much more about AO's place in human history. All right. So yeah, it gets into the whole thing. So what is the significance of this project? As today's world gets smaller through instant worldwide communication, we are still divided by our lack of awareness of our common origins and shared human family history. We hope to contribute to revealing this and bringing people around the world more awareness of their African roots. The human family tree is being revolutionized by the big data becoming available to us through next generation DNA sequencing. We are gaining a tremendous amount of detail about the multitudes of small recent branches, but we can also delve deeper into our earliest history as a species. Data collected previously by the historian Matthew of the Umbu ethnic group show the AOO can be found among a number of different peoples of Cameroon, a world biodiversity hotspot. And then that was I do want to. This is like a side note. When we was getting into the R haplogroup, that's also found in the same region with like Cameroonian. So this whole area is like very diverse. Yes, so that's why this is found in this region as well. But the new samples from the Umbu, the Bangwa, the Bamileke, the Banyang, and the Baka, and the Gael or the Gael, and the Bedzin ethnicities, and more advanced testing than was previously possible, in combination with local historical and ethnographic knowledge of these peoples, will help us gain a much clearer picture of who our AOO brothers really are and glimpse some of their long journey. So yeah, like I said, like it's digging deeper into African groups to help understand, and the only other people they could dig into is African Americans, of course, because we are part of the diaspora. So what are the goals of the project? Our first fundraising campaign was a huge success, so we have what we need to launch our field work, but we need to be ready to test the samples. And as it turns out, we also need funds to purchase the swab kit with which Matthew will collect the samples. He will be traveling to several villages in his own Nai Congo Umbu area with shared language and ethnicity identity. He may be able to collect a large number of samples there, perhaps 200 or more, if the data have from the past sampling is a good indicator. We might find up to 10% who are AOO. So even with the whole thing with like when people like 0.19% and all that other stuff, here we gotta have it at least them expecting at least 10%. This also holds true to the neighboring Bangwa region. His second destination, he hopes to collect as many as 150 samples there. To test so many samples is not cheap. Though we are seeking the most economical arrangements we can for testing. My bad. Yeah. So this is why they need funding, because they trying to test all these people. They do all this stuff themselves, because like they be complaining about like the Europeans ain't gonna do this. They don't care.
They gotta fund their own freaking.
Yeah, we gotta fund our own stuff.
So these are geneticists going into different regions in this area, taking certain samples, right? Because in this area you have the most clusters of that genetic group. Am I right?
In Cameroon they found I
just want to make sure I understand and I'm comprehending now.
AOO haplogroups are found.
Okay.
certain ethnicities in Cameroon.
Now, I've heard the ALO haplogroup. Who uses that to try to make a claim? Like, this ain't my first time. Where have I heard this AOO?
Oh, that's everybody, bro. So this is the team right here because I wanted to get into this. But yeah, everybody been trying to use that. It was a lot of people because he was found in South Carolina, and just like y'all was getting into with Jamestown.
Hold on. When you say he was found in South Carolina,
Yeah, Albert Perry.
Albert Perry family. So
Yeah, the Albert Perry family.
Okay.
It was actually, I think it was a female, one of his female family members took his DNA and other male family members' DNA up there because females can't text their Y chromosome because they have XX and men have XY. So you got if you're a lady, you have to have a man do the paternal test for you, the Y DNA test.
Right.
So that's what happened.
So a lot of the so-called abos was trying to use this to link us with being over here.
Yeah,
right?
because like I was getting to with the history with Jamestown, the freedmen and all that. But that's also where we was mainly being brought in at. So yeah. But people just saying it's not from that though.
So all of this stuff, genetically speaking, goes right back to Africa, Congo, especially, right?
No, Cameroon.
Cameroon. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Cameroon. Pertaining Albert Perry, right? Just so the family knows, because this ain't our first time hearing that name, that fine, and everybody's trying to connect with him being a native of America and not of Africa, because that's what I've heard before. And you've been the only I think you've been the only one to break this whole the AOO in a way like this. I've heard it before, but like the way you did it was just, I haven't heard all of this information. So just so the family know that what we talk about, so they can have an understanding. Because a lot of people don't like using DNA or genetics. Well, here you go, Albert Perry, the person that y'all think that's from here has DNA going back to Cameroon. Imagine that. Wow.
Whoopsies.
Wow. Imagine that. Do you want me to still share my screen? My bad. You good?
Yeah, bro. Because I wanted to.
Go ahead. My bad. I just wanted to make sure the family understood what the AOO and how it pertains to Albert Perry. Keep going, brother.
All right. Can you zoom into the team bio a little bit closer, Rhoda?
Yeah.
On the right side is
that good enough?
Yes, Sirski. So, all right, team bio. Bonnie and Matthew got to know each other as a result of our first paper on AOO, an African American paternal lineage as an extremely ancient root to the human Y chromosome phylogenetic tree. And this is the study everybody uses. That's what Jonas was using the other day, and also the other guy I debated the first time on the AOO haplogroup. And this is what I was trying to tell them is that these are the people who participated in both of these studies, as you will see, of which we were co-authors. So yeah, they were co-authors. Matthew, a doctoral candidate in history, was the collector of the original Umbu DNA samples, among many others from Cameroon, which testing found to belong to the same extraordinary branch as the Y chromosome of the Perry family in the U.S. Yes, sir. Same one. People be like, "Oh, it's not the same." Yes, it is. They always say that too. I'd be like, "Stop the cap."
Yeah, ho.
They make that up themselves. They draw their own conclusions. They believe it ain't the same. Bonnie, a longtime volunteer project administrator, my bad, had organized the testing of the members of the A haplogroup project, including the Perrys, leading to the discovery of the AOO, as well as several other early branches of the tree. We can see that the mere discovery of AOO's existence was only the first step to much more can be learned. we decided to work together to collect DNA samples from key ethnic groups across Cameroon, which could give a far more complete picture of AOO's distribution, frequency, and diversity. Where did they say at? In Cameroon, not in America, not South Carolina.
Wow.
In Cameroon.
In the heart of Africa. Nigga.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay, so Bonnie and Matthew once again got to know each other as a result of their first paper on AOO. An African American paternal lineage adds an extremely ancient root to the human Y chromosome phylogenetic tree, of which we both, excuse me, in which we both which we both were co-authors. Matthew was the collector of the original Umbu DNA samples from Cameroon, saying the same thing, which testing found to belong to the same extraordinary branch as the unique Y chromosome that we discovered in the U.S. All right.
Let me go down a little bit. Oh shit.
Yes, sir. Bonnie had organized the testing of the members of the A haplogroup project, including the Perry family, leading to the discovery of the AOO in their Y DNA. We could see that the mere discovery of the AOO's existence was only the first step. So much more can be learned. We decided to work together to collect DNA samples from key ethnic groups across Cameroon, which could give a far more complete picture of AOO's distribution, frequency, and diversity, leading to a clearer understanding of its role in human history.
That was beautiful, bro. Let me see if there's any more.
Right on, Brody. I'm not sure. I think it should be. But
yeah, I saved this shit, bro. I had to say that. You saw me say that shit.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, I think they got like 3 different ones, but yeah, I just wanted to show because I was trying to tell them that they was a part of those projects, a part of taking the samples, and they was the co-authors. So yeah, they the ones who are continuing on the
project. I got you. Damn, no. That's been
that's why I was telling people yesterday we could actually participate. Y'all American originals, Aboriginals, y'all can participate. And see if y'all do have the AOO haplogroup.
I bet you they gonna do that.
Right, get to it.
Yeah, let's go. You got sample kits for y'all.
Funded and everything.
Damn, that was kind of damaging. How many people have heard about Albert Perry?
I heard about it.
Right? That ain't my first time.
I never heard them use it though till recently. Like I heard them say that basically that was fake. Like they made it up. Like they always say the DNA is fake. I ain't never heard them like try to use it for their benefit.
Yeah, I just heard the argument that
people tag me in videos all the time.
What about Albert Perry, right?
With the 15 genome, yeah.
And what are they saying exactly? They're saying he's from here.
Oh yeah, he's saying he's the oldest, and he's because you know he has the oldest Y basal lineage for you know our common ancestor, our most the most recent common ancestor, the TMRCA. I was reading an earlier study because they do believe it could be even younger, because there was a study done analyzing the methods that the guy used to come up with the TMRCA for Albert Perry Y basal lineage, and they said it could be inflated, so it could really be anywhere from 208,000 to 300,000 years old. But you know, they believe it's 338,000 years old.
A 338,000-year-old what?
For our the TMRCA, the most common, the most recent common ancestor.
Okay.
So yeah, so that one is still older, even with the smaller number, it's still older. But it was connected to Africa. That's why they keep trying to say no one else has it, but they're finding, not only did they find the Umbu, but now they found the Bangwa, and they just testing the Igneous out and stuff too.
Uh-oh. Damn, Vance, you coming here with the big guns and shit, just fucking people up with the DNA. That's why they don't want to fuck with you. They don't even not want to fuck with Vance with the DNA.
Bad.
They should have never said anything about DNA. They should have stuck with that DNA was just fake, flat out.
Yeah, just let it
Don't
go.
try to claim it. How the hell you go? Oh yeah, that's the oldest DNA. So it is the oldest.
Yeah,
but they're lying about the location.
Yeah.
It's the oldest found over here.
Yeah, they trying to say it was only found over here, but even though they have found it in, you know, other ethnic groups in Cameroon. So, and I even heard people now trying to say, oh, but that's where they sent some of the Aboriginal Americans. I'm like, bro, y'all need to stop. Every time, you know, y'all find out some new information, y'all gotta like throw something on it.
Put some stank on that. They always throw some cheese on the motherfucking grits. I don't want no cheese on my damn grits.
Right? No cheese on my grits.
But yeah.
No, that's a good good article, man. I say the hell out of that. Because I've heard that argument before, but I never saw the genetic study. I didn't even know it was a AAA haplogroup and all that shit, man, until I started fucking with you. I like shit. That's why I need you to come back on this show and do a whole genetic breakdown. I need to do like a part 2 of a video that I did way back on genetics and the genetic mapping and the haplogroup. But I feel like I need you to be on the shoulder so I can do that shit again, because you really good at studying this shit, man.
Oh, I got you for sure, bro. I'm all settled in. All settled in now, so get to the crib and just chop it up. We can pull up something else. I want to pull up that phylogenetic tree on there.
Man, whatever you want to pull up, man, drop that shit in the chat.
Find it real quick.
And I'm up right now. I ain't going to bed for about an hour.
All right, cool.
Rock it out.
Let's pull some studies up then.
Just put the link in so I can see it.
Okay.
And that way I can share it with the family so they can see it. And that's how it's supposed to be. Because Vance be having some good information, y'all. He get up early in the morning and put this shit out. And all it takes is one stupid ass, historically illiterate mofo that mess this whole presentation up where the brother can't even get out here and flex on y'all like that. But here on my shit, he gonna flex out. All y'all can with the information.
All day.
Shit in a continuous shit pushing in marathon. Come on,
come report this shit.
Yeah, come report this.
Come report this.
Yeah. Thank everybody for those likes. Get those likes up. Share this video. Record it and put it on TikTok. How about that? Record it and put it on TikTok.
Facts.
So to run this whole shit back, everything that we done ate up, look at they shit, look at our shit, and y'all can make your own videos and just tag us in it.
Put it out there in the ether.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we broke the treaty.
Yeah, you motherfuckers. You're all welcome.
Let me take that back. I broke the treaty.
Yeah, bro. With your own sources. Eminem murdered you on your own shit.
Who's Afro
It's in one of the experiment. It should be an experiment. That same link I've just sent you. It's like 3 different ones though.
Oh shit.
Let me see if I can find the right one. Let me see. Let me try to go back.
Yeah, I gotta get a separate one, and then I can't. Like it's got to be fresh, not fresh, but it's got to be where I can get it and not have to click. You know what I mean? Because they be trying to buy you shit. It's got to be one of them jumps you already peeped in and looked in. Because that fucking New York Times jump, they try to get me to pay some shit. A lot of your stuff you read from the Library of Medicine, Vanessa? Do majority of those come from there?
Oh, I get them from a lot of different sites.
Okay.
I usually type in like the study name, and then a lot of different publishing sites pop up.
Okay.
And they give you, some of them let you, they give you like a certain amount of free clicks and free reads, and then
Yeah. And then it's like,
they block
damn,
you for a little while.
we need some money if you're gonna keep learning it.
Yeah.
You gonna get that smart.
Yeah, you got to subscribe, or sometimes I think they just want you to drop your email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got newspaper.com. I'm paying for that shit just to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, y'all don't know what we be doing back here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got newspaper articles and shit of runaway Africans, bro. What y'all talking about? Yeah, whenever you find advantage, just let me know. Drop it in the chat and I will pull it up and share it for the fam. I don't mind doing that. Oh, that religion junk gonna be vicious too.
Oh man.
God. I'm jealous because I know Sutton gonna have you on that jump first. I'm gonna have to get on to sit back and
Yeah, I see the religious people on TikTok. They all come. They like, hey, how y'all doing? Because they like, I'm glad you ain't pushing my shit. And I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm gonna be right back.
I'm gonna be right back.
Now you.
I dropped that bad boy in the Chizat.
All right. Here
it
we
should
go.
be a lot of them. This is a little similar. You just got to scroll all the way down. It's the phylogenetic tree that they are starting to build is going.
I gotta scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yeah, because a lot of this is the same information going through. Because I mean, they got to have the little same setup, explaining everything, getting into their budget and all that to help them understand what they're doing. All right, so here it is right here. That's the phylogenetic tree. That's what I was trying to show them the other day. So this is what I was telling them. If you see, AOO is now claimed by Bangwa sample number 3086. In the subclade, AOA is Perry and 25 other Bangwa samples. So he ain't even no longer the basal lineage. A Bangwa person is. So that day is that.
What region is that?
Huh?
What region is that? South Africa?
West Central Africa, Cameroon. They from Cameroon as well.
So is it safe to say that the AOO haplogroup, those genetic markers originally occurred in this area?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I got you now.
Because that's what I was trying to tell them. That's why they try to get away from the archaic human thing, and that's why they bring up the eugenics thing. They smart enough to that's why they playing out that, because if you even mention archaic humans, which we talk about all the time, like Homo erectus and all that, they weren't in America. And especially even if they were, it was in a later time frame, like we get into 100,000 years ago or something like that. But like we getting into millions of years ago and stuff like that. And that's one of the ways they believe the AO haplogroup came about, was the mixing of
Okay, hold on. Okay, I got you. So there was an archaic human that messed around with one of the modern humans, right? To start this AOO. Is that where this come from?
Yeah, that's another one of them too. Okay. Because you got so you got the first one, which they believe archaic humans, interbreeding with themselves, eventually leading to the first atomically modern human, led to this haplogroup. And
Okay.
that could only take place in Africa because we are only ones that have all those different archaic humans.
Right.
Then
That's
they
another
have,
thing that they don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
over here is archaic
yep,
humans.
yep. That's why they try to get away from that. And then when I talk about that, they be like, "Ah, no, that's not true," because that's something that couldn't happen here in the Americas.
I got a
So
question,
then,
brother, real quick though.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Now, pertaining to archaic humans, is this did the archaic human branch off before the Neanderthal outside of Africa split? If you know what
Well,
I'm saying?
they inside the whole archaic human thing. The archaic humans is probably like anywhere from like Homo erectus to Neanderthals, Denisovans.
Because there was one, I don't know. I gotta talk to you, man. There was one, John. I posted it. I don't know. I don't know if what I want to know if these are. Is there any correlation with these genetics versus the archaic genetic markers that they found in modern humans? They don't have a Albert Perry because they had they had the remains of Albert Perry, correct, to sample this DNA. Correct.
I
Or did
forgot
you not?
how. I forgot how she submitted. She had his DNA somehow.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, so I guess in what I was looking at, this was a different study, not pertaining to Albert Perry, where they tested modern Africans, and they found that some of the Yoruba of West Africa possess an archaic gene as well. And I was just wondering if there is any similarities in that archaic human versus this one that we might not know about.
It could be that was another thing I was about to get into. With I don't think they getting specifically into that that population in that archaic human or ghost
Ghost gene, right?
population.
Okay.
Yep. I think the one that they really referring to is the Iwu Eleru site that they found in Nigeria, in which it's like they found remains that was like 13,000 years old, and it was Homo sapiens, and then right next to them there were some Homo sapiens that had archaic admixture. So that's why they believe maybe modern day Homo sapiens 13,000 years ago, might have admixed with them, also leading to AOO. So yeah, that's the site they go to because I think they said that Bangwa lived like 800 kilometers away from that site. So and then also the last thing is them just believing that Homo sapiens split off earlier than previously believed. So those are the three major things in which that's how the AO haplogroup came about.
Very interesting, yo. See how my man just break that DNA genetic shit down like that, yo. That's why I fucks with you like that, man. So, yo.
Yeah, bro. Right on. Drop that bomb on their head.
Yeah, dog. You already know. Let me stop sharing my shit. Yeah. All day. We'll fuck you up around here. It all goes back to Africa. Every source, from the genetics to the primary resources, it all goes back to Africa, yo.
I did want to cut them the source. Let me see. I'm gonna send you this, and then this is gonna be my last one.
No, if you want to, no, go ahead, kill him, man.
I want to hold everybody up.
Hey, dog, we're gonna do a lot more. You just keep on coming, bro. Because I want to do, I want to do a part 2 of Out of Africa joint, and we'll talk about genetics, and then we can do the skeletal remains and stuff like that, all of that shit. But I need you there with me if we talk. Like, if I'm, you know what I mean?
Dig deep into that for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I don't have to read. I just want to read.
Go ahead and flex out. See how you can get up here and nobody fucking with you like that. You can just express yourself up here with the family. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit.
They ain't gotta worry about what you say. Oh, how do I say it? Let me see it.
Say it
like this, and I won't get banned.
Yeah. Let me get you people
Drop
down. Get it in. Family, I appreciate all of the likes. We got 15 in the building, 15 likes. That's a good ratio. That means everybody here, everybody liking what they seeing. Soaking it in. Catch us on the replay if you just now coming in. This is a mass Pretenian Indian extermination countdown. If you missed it, go ahead and do the replay, and you will see all types of evidence debunking sources that have been brought up by these indigenous jive ass turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So make no mistake about it. You're looking at Mo Facts, Susan, and Vanta. We're gonna hit y'all from all types of angles with the scholarship. I respect all these brothers, and I just want to give a special shout out to all of them. All right, so everybody give them a follow and all of that shit. Don't just follow me, y'all. Make sure y'all following these guys too, especially Vanta on TikTok, because he talks about this shit all the time on TikTok. Everybody kind of got their own specialty in the scholarship, so that's what make this group unique.
Yeah. And look,
Hmm?
Go ahead, Mom.
Oh, I was just saying facts. Good.
If you guys want to dig into the same stuff we dig into, go to all these people's YouTubes, right? And every time they hit you with a book, you don't even have to buy the book. Just look for the book online, see if you can sample the PDF and go to the certain page that they're talking about and read the information. Because a lot of times they just show you one snippet of a book in a page, and the rest of the book ain't talking about the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Or leave out important information like the amalgamation or the intermingling between two different people that you might have not known because he didn't show you all of that.
Right.
Exactly.
Totally.
And if you letting somebody talk to you, you got to show it.
Vanta is working on getting this source pulled up for me in the private chat. Family, that's what we are waiting on. Meanwhile, we are taking these job ass turkeys out, hanging them to dry. Don't ever come up in here with no flawed scholarship. Get the shit banged out.
Give me my goddamn African feathers back.
That's right.
Yeah. Stand there.
Ah,
I'm
shit.
a gorilla for real.
Big. You want to see an ape? You want to see ape shit, nigga?
That's right. Gorillas in the midst up in this jump.
Drop that link for you, bro.
Catch it. All right.
You have to go all the way. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the study that actually gets into the methodology that was used for, getting into dating the TMRCA.
Push.
Oh, this more Albert Perry. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. All right.
Yes, sir.
Accept these cookies. We like the
Might
cookies.
just have to go all the way to the bottom. It's pretty long, though. The extremely ancient chromosome that is in a forensic bioinformatic investigation of Albert Perry's degenerate portion of the Y chromosome. I could read the abstract, and then we can go down to the bottom, just so.
Yeah, go.
No.
Let me. I'm gonna blow it up so you can see it because I know how hard it is to watch this shit. I have to put my glasses on to see this shit.
Yeah, me too. All right. So Mendez and colleagues reported the identification of a Y chromosome haplotype, the AOO lineage that lies at the basal position of the Y chromosome phylogenetic tree. Incorporating this haplotype, the authors estimated the time to the most recent common ancestor, which is TMRCA, for the Y tree to be 338,000 years ago, with a 95% confidence interval. That's what the CI is. Which the confidence interval is anywhere between 237,000 to 581,000 years old. So the 338,000 is kind of like the little median, what they could really like trust, and but it can range from 237 to 581,000 years old. Such an extraordinary early estimate contradicts all previous estimates in the literature and is over 100,000 years older than the earliest fossils of atomically modern humans. This estimate raises two astonishing possibilities. Either the novel Y chromosome was inherited after ancestral humans interbred with another species, which I bring up all the time, and they be like, oh no, that's eugenics. But this is in y'all same studies. Or atomically modern Homo sapiens emerged earlier than previously estimated, which I say, and quickly became subdivided into genetically differentiated subpopulations. We demonstrate that the TMRCA estimate was reached through inadequate statistical and analytical methods, each of which contributed to its inflation. We all know what that is because we're facing it right now. We show that it's blocked out for a little bit, the bottom part.
There you go.
We show that the authors ignored previously inferred Y-specific rates of substitution incorrectly derived by the Y-specific substitution rate from autosomal mutation rates. So what they're saying is he was basically doing guesswork and he wasn't following the proper procedures when using substitution rates and mutation rates to derive at the TMRCA, and compared unequal lengths of the novel Y chromosome with the previously recognized basal lineage. So instead of using stuff that was on hand, I think he used like a basal lineage from like an Icelandic person or something like that. And our analysis indicates that the AO lineage was derived from all the other lineage that were 208,000 to 300,000 years old.
Damn.
Or, a confidence interval of 163,900 to 260,000, 200 years ago.
Shit.
So, so, that's what I was saying. Like, it could be, actually younger than, what they putting off. You could scroll all the way to the bottom because I wanted to just...
yeah, let me say this shit. Hold up, cuz.
Yeah, bro, yeah. This article is real long. Y'all can
download this shit real quick.
Get into when they get into the archaic humans admixing and all that.
Vince, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Any professional, anybody in the field, any of their peers that has insinuated or tried to allude to the fact that it could be from over here at all?
Nah. No. Nope, none of them insinuate that. And like I say, it is some interesting things that you can find in some of these studies. Like, for example, I was reading a study the other day, the African American mtDNA haplogroup. In that study, they said, I think it was like almost like 40% of our mtDNA haplogroups were unknown. But the other 60% was connected to different MTD haplogroups in Africa. And then they were saying that most African Americans, we consist of multiple African ethnic groups. But they only use sub-Saharan African mtDNA haplogroups as well. They didn't use any haplogroups from North Africa. So that's another thing. And then another thing that they were saying in that article was that even with us, we even had a population bottleneck. I know I said it didn't happen to us, but when I was reading that study, I found out that some of the haplogroups that we have, or some haplogroups don't exist anymore. Some of the haplogroups that did exist in Africa are gone because of the trans slave trade. So they do be playing off that, but that that's the sad truth. You know,
Yeah,
some of our haplogroups are extinct because you know what happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but that is interesting, and
If you let me to go, you want to go down a little bit on this one?
yeah, but yeah, that was I think that was the earlier study. I
Yeah,
think
man. So
I gotta see how old that study was, but because I know they probably have newer studies explaining who we are even more, like the
Codiphonian, yeah. I've read that one. That's probably one of the best ones I read. I saw that shit. I was like, yeah, there you go. 71% Niger Codiphonian DNA. And family, pull up a Niger Codiphonian map, and that's gonna tell y'all where we from, genetically speaking. Tell me when to stop, brother.
I can barely see.
Oh shit, let me pull this up.
Oh, conclusion. It
Okay,
might.
yeah.
Yeah, we could start with. I think. Cause I think they should. Yeah. I think this is it, bro. Yep, that's perfect. Yes, sir.
Let me
Yeah, this is what I wanted to read. Cause this is getting into the archaic humans, Homo erectus, and all that, and their part.
oh shit, I see Homo hybergulus. I can never pronounce that shit. Go ahead.
Paleontological description largely differ from the iconic gorilla to human linear evolution, and even from a human family tree mod. In reality, the human phylogenetic tree contains a large gap between chimpanzee and Artie, which I was trying to tell people. Lucy isn't even the oldest one even any longer, because Lucy was like 3.4 million years old. Artie is like 4.3. I'm not even gonna try to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Artopithecus. Yeah, but the other part, I don't. But yeah, 4.3 to 4.4 million years old, and smaller gaps in the nearest human tree, making it difficult to infer potential interactions. Nonetheless, it is clear, like like Mo was saying, they really don't have those connections there. They just really inferring that we have that connection to chimpanzees and gorillas and all that, but they haven't actually found that missing link. Nonetheless, it is clear that in the past million years, several lineages, including perhaps the Homo erectus or the Java man, which is 600,000, 200,000 years ago, Homo heidelbergensis, which is 735,000 to 230,000 years ago, which they believe Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis are the predecessors of Neanderthals and Denisovans. Then you have Homo rhodesiensis, I believe, which is 400,000 to 110,000 years old, and Homo neanderthals, which is 400,000 to 30,000 years old. Coexisted and interbred with each other, leading to the appearance of the first atomically modern human. But when I was saying that during the debate, and when I try to tell people this all the time, they be like, "Oh no, that's not it," and they just try to make it seem like it's only one thing. I just like, bro, it's more than one possibility. I'm not saying that we couldn't have split up earlier, but the truth is, it could be more than one possibility. That's it. So let me finish the question of whether and to what extent atomically modern humans interbred with their archaic predecessors is one of the most fascinating questions in anthropology. Did I skip something? I think I did. Hold on, no, I skipped something.
You got
Definitely.
to coexist interbred.
Yeah, man, I was like, wait, hold on. I skipped something.
I do that sometimes too, yo.
I skipped like 10 sentences. Coexisted and interbred with each other, leading to the appearance of the first atomically modern human. In the Middle Paleolithic, which is 100,000 to 200,000 years ago, the atomically modern human like Homo, which is 195,000 years old, and the Homo sapien adultu, which is 160,000 to 154,000 years old, evolved from the archaic Homo sapiens and persisted alongside modern humans. The question of whether and to what extent atomically modern humans interbred with their archaic predecessors is one of the most fascinating questions in anthropology. So once again, this is getting into the study that everyone is using,
Mhm.
and so that's what I try to tell people. You gotta read some of this stuff yourself because they just try to pick and choose things.
Yeah,
But
this
you can scroll down a little bit, bro.
let me go down. Oh, come on, what happened? What happened? Hang on, family. My bad. My
I think they
bad.
want you to. I thought they wanted you to buy.
I was about to say,
They was
yo,
like, hurry up and buy.
they
You've
got
been
me.
on this page for too long for free.
They got me. I already downloaded it though. I got the download though, so they didn't. Okay, here we go. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm at the control module fucking up. Look about right.
Yep. We have shown. We have shown the consistently. We have shown that consistently throughout their examination, Mendez have chosen the assumptions, approximation, numerical miscalculations, and data manipulation that inflated the final TMRCA estimate. That was just like a quick little flow right there, but basically he out here not doing things right. I'll say that again though. We have shown that consistently throughout their examination, Mendez has chosen the assumptions, approximation, numerical miscalculations, and data manipulation that inflated the final TMRCA estimate.
Who the fuck is Mendez?
He's one of the people who was in charge of finding the TMRCA of Albert Perry and his descendants, his male descendants.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you can actually look him up and look into the art, what he actually wrote.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically, the wide paternal lineage, Albert Perry wide paternal lineage. So where did I leave off at?
You got
We
me.
agree. Okay, we agree that Mendez, in collaboration with members of the public and the Family Tree DNA Company, have identified a novel Y haplotype that pushes back the estimate of the Y-specific TMRCA further than previous studies. However, we argue that the autosomally derived Y substitution rate lacks support and show. I believe I can't see that word.
And show the where you're at.
Yeah, it show. It's like a couple words cut off.
Oh shit. You.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And show that the TMRCA estimate from sequence data should be 208,300, or I think it's 208,000 or 300,000 years old, and 95% with a confidence interval of 163,900 to 260,200. Well, that could just be 208,300. So maybe I was giving them a little too much. So yeah, because the interval is only going up to 260,000, which is within the time frame of the emergence of atomically modern humans. So it's like, so basically, if you take out all his miscalculations and all the stuff he inflated, what they're saying is this could still be on the same time frame as the other atomically modern humans that emerged. So excluding the possibility of introgression with more ancient hominin taxa. We too share the excitement that increased participation by people of the ethnicities and population genetic studies will yield additional discoveries of who we are and where we came from. We have, however, shown that when assessing new data, care must be taken in both data analysis and methodology to ensure that the results are scientifically robust. And that's it.
Wow, brother.
Yes, sir. And they won't tell you that either. that TMRCA might be off a little bit.
God
Just a little
damn,
bit.
bro. Africa, 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 Africa.
Yes, sir.
Y'all feel free to respond to it from the window or make a video. Like, say something.
Yeah.
Man.
Gotta pick them up off the floor first.
You can't just say we lying.
You can't just say we lying out.
So where's the lie?
We got DNA, genetic research, all of these tests. We use your sources. We haven't brought out one of our sources yet tonight.
We talking about what you want to talk about.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, Vance, I'm gonna have to get you back on.
Yes, sir. Y'all know I got all these studies.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I got all Clyde Winter's sources, and I still got to go through all those. Because some of those are actual studies he's just pulling from now.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I saw some of it. Yeah, I fucks with some of the work that he had. It just certain things you agree.
Yeah, some of them is just his studies too, though.
Yeah,
some of his stuff is just his
independent jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I ain't gonna hate on him because shoot, he actually graduated.
No, man, I like.
But
if it comes to
still you can still be wrong.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
So we're gonna go through that in an unbiased way, see what he's talking about.
Yeah, and then eventually y'all gonna get like a comprehensive breakdown of like the fundamentals so that you can understand more of the terminology. Because even I'll be in the dark, I gotta go get my phone and see what the hell that means. But he know what he's talking about. That shows you that he's studying it.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the main point.
Yeah, bro. I that's why I be confused. Even with the 15 genome sequence, I'm like, bro, they sequencing the genome. Like that's what they doing. Like that's the action. So,
yeah, it's just a sequence. It's just right. It's just like a read, like what high reads and low reads, right?
I just be lost. I'm like trying to figure out what y'all saying.
You got the long strand and the short strand. That's all it is, right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, the way that they analyze it, sequence it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The long term tandem repeat and short tandem.
Where you going, boy?
What my grandma said.
Let me share my screen real quick.
Oh man.
Damn. Yeah, brother. Put it up.
Man, we ain't even get to the 22nd. Y'all did. Man, y'all gonna be able to do shit with nothing.
No, right? Oh, we're gonna recap. We're gonna do it all over again and again and again and again and again.
How they want it.
Deep fried.
Is that how they want it?
Let us know how you want it. Because we gonna give it to you.
Oh shit.
Damn, that joke.
Deep fried turkeys.
Yeah, homies.
Yes, sir. Man, yep.
Y'all see what it is, man. Just these little previews we're giving y'all. Just imagine what it's coming.
My results, it says Nigerian, 38%. Cameroon, Congo, West Bantam people, 18%.
We can't see it.
Coast, Ghana,
Oh, it's a video. It's just the audio.
Togo, 10%. Senegal, 5%. England, well, you just interested in the African part, right?
Mostly I just wanted to see what percentage wise of African DNA is running through your veins, my brother.
Down.
How much Nigerian he got? A lot.
Did y'all hear that shit? One more again. Let me see if I can play that shit back.
Okay. My results. It says Nigerian 38%. Cameroon.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Where that shit go? Didn't you just do a genetic joint? This your genetic study? We talked about DNA.
My results. It says Nigerian 38%. Cameroon, Congo, West Bantu people 18%. Ivory Coast, Ghana 14%. Benin, Togo 10%. Senegal 5%. England. Well, you just interested in the African part, right?
Mostly. I just wanted to see what percentage wise of African DNA is running through your veins, my brother.
Okay, it says 30. Well, we got that part. Okay. Nigeria's East Central 2%. And that's all I see. Oh, yeah, Mali 4%. That's all I see concerning the continent of Africa.
Fake. This real shit.
Shout out to Nigeria. Woo, man. I think the turkey's done.
Oh yeah, it's done.
Hold up. Breaking news. You're fake.
I gotta change my mic. Hang on, man.
I can
I've already know some of the stuff I gotta prove. Yeah, I got all the stuff for out of Africa, and I think now people they don't want to believe in adaptation and migration being able to cause mutations. So I got to get into that because because we was on par with the other ones.
Yeah, man, this is damaging right here. This is your shit getting pushed back.
Right.
Yeah, he pushed his own issue in. Like he was out in public.
Man. All y'all sources, the same, these are still y'all sources.
I think I got enough, bro. 20 seconds.
Listen to this shit.
3, 2, 1. Oh, you feel me? All my people in Florida, we are Geechee. And Geechee is a combination of West Africans, primarily maroon.
Yo.
He's African. What is he talking about?
Oh,
he said he was African.
And like 3 videos later, he said he not African.
Oh my god.
We played it, bro. We played that shit.
That's the shit.
Wow.
Argue with your damn self. Leave me alone.
Kaz, you can't make this shit up, yo.
This is bananas.
You can't make this shit up.
African.
African snack. You heard her. This shit is funny, man. Y'all are some jive ass turkeys.
All they do is contradict themselves with their YouTube videos.
Yeah, man, it makes it work. It makes it easy for us because I can go straight to it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, Africa is all right here. Bam, case closed. I'm like, yo, this shit's gonna be, give me a little challenge, but it's like, damn, this ain't that hard at all.
Dismissed.
Yeah, dismissed. Next. And that's the difference, when we are consecutively debunking their sources. And
man,
you know what I mean?
Bro,
before we pull one source up,
get in a debate. I'll fuck around and sit in the crowd. I'll sit in the front row on my turn. What happened? What you doing? Is he forfeiting? He's bowing out. Told you. Oh, don't get excited. I want you to go to the other side and read the next page. I want y'all to debate each other with the same book. I don't need to be on the stage.
Yo, he said, look, he said he's a
Yeah,
different.
that's why we got it.
comedian.
I'm debating on YouTube from now on.
Oh yeah, come up here,
I
bro.
like how y'all can pull it up live. Like
Yeah.
that's the only way. Cause that's the only way he could sow doubt in my thing. Cause he was like, "Oh, it's a screenshot." I'm like, bro, we on TikTok. Everything's a screenshot.
Yeah.
Like you pulling this shit up live. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, your shit screenshots too. He like, don't trust it. It's a screenshot. I'm like, what? You pulling up screenshots too? I'm like, people falling for it too. Like, I'll just be like, goodness gracious, man, come on.
Yeah, you can come up here and really flex out, man, and everybody can see it. It's like, boom, proof is in the pudding. Like it took us, I don't know how long.
I can do the debate right after we do the presentation.
All day.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, if you want to smoke, keep more than welcome to come over here. We can set that shit up. We just get a clock in and get the time split it.
Yeah, I told him that we could do it on YouTube. He said he ain't on YouTube. And then Kenya was supposed to tell him the debate on YouTube too. Because I was like, we could do I told him we could just do haplogroup AOO. And that's it. And he never got back to me.
So he's challenging you on the AOO being indigenous to the America haplogroup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's trying to
what
prove
other
that
what other branch does he like this? Like that's like the problem I got is like, where's the tree that he got that's gonna connect it over here? I don't understand that.
Bro, what they use is what they were trying to say is I get what you're saying. What they try to use to try to say that he over here is saying that they only found it over here in African Americans, and I keep trying to tell them that's not true. I'm like that's not true. You can even see it in the project. Like they first found it in the Umbu people, and then they found it in the Bangwa people. They just didn't find it in African Americans. They only found them in African Americans in the largest number in African Americans. I'm like, bro, where is that at? Because they get into they bring up like 204,000. I'm like, bro, they getting into the mutation. I forget what that is, like the mutation rates found on the degenerate X chromosome. That's not, they thinking that 240,000 African Americans were tested. I'm like, that's not what they're saying. So yeah, and that's what people be telling them, and they believe in that. I'm like, that's not what it's saying. And then they get into it's only found in 0.19%, but as you see in my thing, they found it in 10% of the Umbu people. I'm just like, y'all. I was like, those numbers, they're off, they old. The people that you reading from who did this study are the people who are still carrying on, the studies themselves. And, they still collecting samples and still testing them. And so, yeah. So they just mixing everything up. They trying to use that short percentage and then trying to say it's only found in African Americans to say that it's over here.
Americans, this is only special over here to us niggas.
Yeah, and it's not.
This is our own gene we got over here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can set that shit up. I want to see that.
Yeah. They got to be on YouTube though. YouTube.
I don't blame you. I would not debate anybody on TikTok ever again.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, I'm about to have no. That's why I went out because I was like, bro, stop trying to like come on here and try to control people's minds with saying my sources ain't. That's really for your people because I know my people ain't gonna think that my sources ain't legit. Like, but people who ain't never seen me and they the last ones who should be talking about the source not being legit. I'm like, not once did that come out of my mouth. I'm just presenting my stuff. I ain't gotta say nothing about your source. I don't even really care about it.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Just trying to discredit. Like you got to screenshot it to put it on there. The problem I got with screenshots is not revealing the whole source on the screenshot.
Yeah. I'm like,
damn screenshot.
I was like, you can look up the study name too. It's not like I'm not showing you the name of the study.
Yeah,
come
you
on,
can look at
that.
Type it in.
Here, just show the link. Then you show them you actually going into the website. So they can't play. Look, he made that up.
Yeah.
He got this from a bogus website. No,
I created my own website. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what he tried to say. He just made that up. That's a PowerPoint. It's a PowerPoint. He made that up.
I like, come on, man.
Like, yo, it's a
He's supposed to be up there refuting what I said with his book. We both got the book. So just get up there and go to the page. Look, he told y'all wrong. You got up there and asked me, but don't you think they cover up stuff? I don't care about what they covering up. I'm talking about what you said. I don't know who they are or none of that shit.
And then when you was explaining this shit that he was reading it wrong, here comes his wife. I think they deliberately did that shit.
Sabotage. Go.
Yeah, gotta fucking create havoc, yo, and mayhem.
That's all a technique is, though, because you're supposed to be addressing the information, and then next thing you know, we drifting off somewhere else. Like, where the hell did we just go?
Distraction. Yeah. Throw some Mars shit in there.
So you can save all these drops.
Noah's Ark was found in Alaska. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Y'all can save all these drops because these I got them. Most of these I got printed out, but y'all can save these drops. I'm gonna, of course, make my little PowerPoint, but
my shit's done. I just gotta put all my. I gotta put my. I think I got eight new pictures from the Library of Congress dealing with the presidents, dealing with John Hanson. And that's it. I just got to put them on my PowerPoint and then put my PowerPoint in order.
Bad. Yes, I finally put the debate up between me and
who?
The chicken foul.
He put it up there. You want me to share this, Vanessa?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yep,
yes sir. Yeah, he was emotional about that. But yeah, chicken foul. But I was like, bro, I can't explain that to you if you don't believe in hybridization. Like
half the shit you can't explain to them if they don't believe in DNA.
Right, but they
if you don't believe in all these other things.
I don't know how people don't catch that. They should be in the comments saying, "Wait, we don't mess with DNA." So how are we saying that that's the oldest DNA? How did you come to the conclusion that part is true and the other part is a lie?
Man.
Critical questions.
So now they're trying to hide the Cameroonians so they can say, "Oh, no, only Americans have it, and we have it at our image." Bro, they haven't even did more tests.
Can y'all hear Vance's mic?
It's cutting out.
Oh,
slow down real quick. Try to repeat what you just said. Your mic was cutting out. The family couldn't hear you.
Oh shoot, my Wi-Fi. I think it's my Wi-Fi acting crazy. Hold on.
You're getting too comfortable walking around. Next thing you know, you be down the street and shit. You're like, no, I don't want to sign up right now. Is Vanta still in? I can't see if he's in the building or not.
Yeah.
It kicked me out?
No, I want to make sure you in because I'm just looking at the shared screen. And I know the last time you was kicked out, I want to make sure you're still in here. You good? You good?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I think I'm good. I turned my my Wi-Fi was off. I don't even know how it was working.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, I was just going because I was just showing people this, like, they ain't nobody stealing none of our poop. So Canadian scientists be over in Africa stealing the hots of poop, and they are also special when it comes to ancient DNA, ancient populations. The surprising gut microbes of African hunter-gatherers. The Tanzania or Tanzania. That's what Tanzania. Tribes of wandering foragers called Hadza eat a diet of roots, berries, and game. According to a new study, Their guts are home to a microbial community unlike anything that's been seen before in modern human populations, providing perhaps a snapshot of what the human gut microbiome looked like before our ancestors figured out how to farm about 12,000 years ago. So, man, they've been eating the same way for so long, they have microbes in their guts that we don't have.
They have different enzymes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
In Western Tanzania, tribes of wandering foragers called Hadza eat a diet of roots, berries, and game. I think I just read that. According to this, all right, there have been relatively few studies of the gut microbiota, I believe, among humans eating pre-industrial diets relative to humans eating post-industrial ones, said Lawrence David, a microbiologist from Duke University, who was not a part of the study. The new study published today in Nature Communications is timely and important, David says, because it provides a snapshot of the pre-industrial human's gut microbiota, I believe. It also indicates that the ecosystem in our guts adapts not only to our diets, but to environments we live in. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. I didn't want to get too deep into it because I ain't read this whole thing yet.
I think I
But
heard
yeah,
this before, man. This is interesting. I'm gonna say this shit too. I felt like I heard that before about the different enzymes because this one of the oldest isolated tribes that with the diet and all. Yeah,
still got the same foraging and hunting gathering techniques. Yep, since forever. So yeah, because unlike us, we went to farming, agriculturalists, pastoralists. So yeah, so our microbes and everything, our guts have changed.
Like dairy. Like at first we couldn't consume dairy. Is that right? And as far as humans, right? And we adapted to
Lactose intolerant.
dairy,
Some of us still are.
right? Okay.
But agriculture is most of them. Yeah, most likely aren't. Yeah, like what is that? The people from Sudan. Who because they have they whole culture off of raising cattle and stuff like that.
So yeah, that's that. Different diets change, so your body adapt to them differently. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was another thing I forgot to bring up in the debate, man. Ultraviolet light in your diet also contributed to our the different genotypes and phenotypes around the world. Because I know I get into migration, adaptation, hybridization, gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and then ultraviolet rays, and not ultraviolet lights in our diet. So that's what I'm trying to explain. They'd be like, "Oh no, it's just this specific thing." I'd be like, "No, bro,
it's a combination of shit." Interesting, yo.
I gotta look into that chicken fowl thing. I ain't even never seen that, but
Fancy in here genetically.
like, how the heck did we get dogs from wolves?
Genetically speaking?
Yeah, that's what they done. That's what they be saying. I'd be like, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's just like how we get poodles from wolves, and like they just be saying like crazy things.
Bro, they talk like they 200,000 years old. Well, how would that work? Well, we just got here. This is a study, and this is the results, and there's nothing else to counter it.
Right. Yeah, I said that.
I was there 70,000 years ago. That's not how it happens.
He was talking about that egg shit today.
Huh?
Said dude was talking about that egg shit today.
I can't hear what you saying.
Egg?
Oh, egg.
Yeah, he was live talking about that shit when we was live on YouTube.
Yeah, they know they're gonna have to stay away from that. They need to stay away from Albert Perry, bro. They need to stop playing.
Mm-hmm. We've been talking about that dude for a long time too.
Man, yeah, it's been around for a minute.
I'm about to step down, y'all. I'm about to get ready to take that old sleepy bye.
Yeah. We can wrap it up, fam. Thank y'all for coming to the show, man. We're gonna have a lot more of these, man. This ain't the last party, yo. Everybody,
not even close. It's
belly,
12 days of Christmas.
yeah. Everybody belly full from this turkey we've been eating, yo. These jive ass turkeys is good right now. We got the itis and shit going on. Shit,
Right?
Yeah.
run back to every play, yo.
Got that itis.
The itis. You know what I'm saying, family? Well, they ain't ready for that shit.
Yeah, they in the world of hate.
Soon.
Huh?
Subscribe to everybody on.
What you say, Mo?
I was telling them to make sure they subscribe so they get the notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
Bell too,
subscribe.
so you get the notification.
Get the notification.
These Mesoamerican scholars, they're in agreement with us. So I don't know how they can get around that.
Wow.
Man,
Imagine that. Seems like
they
everybody's
better get them fake feathers out their teeth.
Yeah, we breaking.
I mean, out of our teeth. My bad.
We breaking arrows. We plucking feathers. We deep frying job ass turkeys. A couple of fucking TPs got torched out tonight. You know,
they gonna like, we ain't eating that turkey. Who made that potato salad?
Yeah.
They got raisin in there.
Got all types of weird shit in it.
Oh my god!
Like, you know, it's a European potato salad, right?
Like, we invented Thanksgiving. Like, what the fuck?
Like, yo, I just keep hearing crazy shit, man.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming for no foolishness.
How it is, yo.
Word.
Rest in peace, Bernie. All right, y'all. Y'all can go ahead and close it out with the last words. Let the family know how y'all feel. And we gonna be out here.
Hey, I'm about to go put together another piece. We'll be right back. Peace, y'all.
Yes, sir. We gonna keep giving them that smoke. Yep, just follow our YouTubes. You know, mine's Vanta Entertainment and then Vanta Entertainment Live.
Yeah, definitely follow Vanta.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right,
Peace out to the chat too. Peace.
Yep. Catch the rewind, record this, and share this on the TikTok. We be back and forth on all of those Jones, y'all.
For sure.
Yes. Peace, family. Peace, y'all. Peace, everybody.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother, man. Hey, we gonna do our thing too later on too, brother.
All right, yeah. Just text me in the chat, bro.
Okay, I will. We'll figure out
okay.
the time.
All right, okay, cool.
That. Yeah, family. That was it, man. Shit. This was some heavy shit, man. This is the Adjustment Syndicate Death Row Extravaganza. Come in. Y'all are missing out. If y'all haven't subscribed to the YouTubes, y'all need to go ahead and do that, family. April the 22nd is going to be the official shit pushing in date. We're talking about a big comprehensive presentation, y'all. If y'all like what y'all saw tonight, is going to be a little bit more to it, man. So thank y'all for following and then crossing over to the YouTube side. Shout out to Patrice, Lily. You guys are moderators now. So thank you guys for hanging in there. Major push alert. Y'all already know what's going down. I'm gonna close you guys out with my little intro music. I hope y'all like this. All right, y'all, please stay healthy out there. Okay, stay healthy. Please do not lose your African mind out there. All right, family.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming for no foolishness.